Hey guys, Noel here, and it is Thursday night, and I just actually recorded a video for my students that I will upload at the end of this video. So if you're interested in federalism and the Louisiana Purchase, go check that out. But tonight, what we're going to be doing is playing some video games on the Noel ComiX YouTube channel live stream. Hopefully, you're all doing well. We are going to kick things off with one of my favorite games on the Sega Saturn. It is Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter. This game is a very pleasant change of pace. If you ended up playing Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite, which was a very kind of artificial looking game with a very flat, bland soundtrack that tried to emulate the cinematic movies. Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter is like a Jim Lee comic book come to life crossed with a Japanese variety show. It is amazing, and the Sega Saturn version is exceptionally good because it is arcade perfect, maintains tag mode, and has the lovable Japanese comedian Norimaru in it. Santino has been after me to try to unlock Cyber Akuma in this game, and we'll see if we can do that. That involves beating survival mode, which I don't think we can do, so we might take a shot at that. And then we'll probably just do some arcade battle action before switching to some other exciting titles, and we can figure those out as the stream continues. I've been wanting to play some Mortal Kombat on these streams, and there's definitely other cool games we could play. We could play some Fatal Fury, Wild Ambition as well. So, we'll see where it goes. So, let's get our camera set up like so. Are you ready, true believers? Let's get our camera in position here. All right, I'm gonna hit the lights, and we'll get down to some action. Okay. Let's try to scoot this a little bit here. There we go. Man, the opening to this game is just one of the best things ever. I love the character art. I believe Bengus did this character design here, but it is very, very energetic, bright, minimal line work on the face, while at the same time having a ton of expression and being anatomically correct. So good stuff here. Since we're going to try this survival mode, we're going to start off playing easy because I'm mostly worried about results here. We're going to go with Ryu, and I believe... what is Dark Sakura? Is that Hulk? Yes. So if you hold down start for 5 seconds, arrow. No, dude, yeah, you are early. I just started, man. I was actually doing some work for my students. I was actually hoping to stream earlier, but I ended up streaming at 10:30. So we're actually just powering on some Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter, and I don't like the way this picture looks. I'm going to try to pump the contrast down here. Maybe that'll help out. There we go. No, maybe that doesn't help out. I don't know. So we are just playing some fighting games here. I'm actually going through survival mode, and I'm trying to unlock Cyber Akuma for Santino. And I'm trying to adjust the brightness here so that you guys can see this better. I don't like the way that this is showing up on this phone here. I'm going to actually hit the lights. Hold on a second. Sorry about that. You never know how the camera is going to interact with these monitors here. No, that's still not good. Sorry. Well, either way. In order to unlock Cyber Akuma, you have to beat the survival mode, and then I believe you have to get this thing called an Akuma mode, that you get by hitting the shoulder buttons and you beat him and then get him. But my son has been bugging me to get Cyber Akuma for a while, and I keep not being able to do it. So you've mentioned messing with converters and monitors. Have you ever used an HDMI to component? Oh, dude, you don't understand, man. I actually am having a ton of issues with those right now, and I'll actually describe those issues that I've been having. Let me ask you something, man. Is it what kind of component are we talking about here? Are we talking about 480i, 480p, tube set? What are we talking about here for your component? Dakota, what's going on? Playing some Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter here. And I don't like the way that this monitor looks on this TV, but I don't like the way that this monitor is transferring to this camera. I'm sorry if I'm a little rambling here. I literally just finished a video for my students on the Louisiana Purchase, so I hopefully will be lucid here. I actually wanted to start the stream a little earlier. We're actually playing the survival mode of Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter. I am Dark Sakura, the Satsui no Hado Sakura here, and you know, I've got Ryu as my tag partner. Arrow, you were asking about good game. Yes, it is a great game. So Arrow, I have been dealing a lot with HDMI to component converters, HD signal. Then that should work fine. My big issue is I'm trying to get component to 480i on my Trinitron. I'm sorry, I'm trying to get HDMI to component 480i on my Trinitron, and I'm having to run it through S-Video to do that. I'll actually show you the setup that I have. I actually just ordered, I ordered a SCART to HDMI and then SCART to component to try to get the clearest possible picture on that TV, because I'm increasingly obsessed with getting a perfect picture on that Trinitron. But any converter, if you're talking HD, those are a lot easier to come across. I actually got kind of a dud one off of Amazon, though, for my PSP. So we'll talk about it. Diego, we are playing some Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter. Hopefully this, I'm really annoyed with how badly this is coming through on the phone. We're playing this on my JVC professional video monitor here. We were playing the survival mode in a desperate bid to unlock Cyber Akuma, and I'm not quite sure if we'll get it or not, but we're giving it our best. So I tried this with and without the lights, and I'm getting just a lot of contrast on the characters coming through this camera here. So hopefully that's not too off-putting to you guys. I appreciate you being here and chatting with me. Arrow is asking some questions about a HDMI to component. I was saying that in my experience, if you're doing that on a high-definition television, you know, you'll have a lot better luck in converting the signal than if you're trying to convert it on an old-school tube set Trinitron like I have. I have bought a couple of those, and I've got one that seems to be very good, but does not work on my Trinitron because it's too tricky of a. It's 480i standard definition component. So I'll show you those converters after we finish playing some Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter. It's cool how you blog your videos however you want. Oh, thank you, man. Well, I want this to look good for you guys as well, you know? Like, I like filming the monitors because, you know, I think it's charming, and I just like I like video monitors, so and it's also easier for me. I can, like, walk around, talk to you guys, take you on tours of the game room and stuff, but at the same time, you know, like, I want this to be pleasant to watch as well. So we're fighting Blackheart and Omega Red. This is when the survival mode always gets hard here. Blackheart is a huge pain in the neck there. This is often where I fail at survival mode here. Is this fight here. Come on, tag out. There we go, we won. My all-time favorite 2D crossover fighting game is Capcom vs. SNK. We should play some Capcom vs. SNK 2 after this. That game is amazing. Santino and I have actually been listening to a lot of the Capcom vs. SNK 2 soundtrack. So I'm a huge fan of that game. I also really like Capcom vs. SNK, the original. They're great games. I wish they'd make a third one. And I wish they would make that third one in the same style that Dragon Ball FighterZ was made. That game is, a great testament to 2D graphics in modern console technology. I at least want to take out Shumagorath here. Ah! Well, at least we took out Shumagorath. I love every single music soundtrack on this game. Yeah, dude, this soundtrack is ridiculous. Normally, when I start these live streams, I kind of, plan out in my head a bit more what I'm going to play. But I had it in my head that I really wanted to do a stream tonight. And I also felt like I needed to do that video for my students before this. Because I Diego's just telling these other guys, I just finished a video on the Louisiana Purchase for my kids. I like recording with the monitors. Don't worry about it. I said this before. It gives it more of a personal feel. Hey, True Sinister. Yes, Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter. Good eye, my friend. We tried and failed at the survival mode. So we're just going to do the arcade mode. The reason I was doing the survival mode is because Santino wants me to unlock Cyber Akuma. And I fail at that constantly. We're going to be Dark Sakura and Norimaru, who is exclusive to the Sega Saturn version of this game here. So Dark Sakura is actually a hidden character. If you hold start for 5 seconds and on Hulk and hit a button, you can be Sakura using the Satsui no Hado. So she's basically Sakura with a tan. She doesn't show any signs of being evil. So maybe she just has perfectly channeled her rage into basically having a perfect tan and increased fighting aggression, which is good. This is, wish this one would have kept Magneto. Agreed. Magneto is one of my favorite characters to play as. We have X-Men versus Street Fighter as well on the Sega Saturn. And we have X-Men Children of the Atom on the Sega Saturn and on the arcade 1-up cabinet. Although it's kind of a bummer that on the arcade 1-up cabinet you can't adjust the difficulty. Not that I'm, unable to play it or anything like that, but it's not quite as relaxing a play. So, Shinku Hadoken. Maybe if we move the camera a bit closer to the TV. There we go. That'll help the contrast out a bit. Ooh, Dan. I love Dan. I've wanted the arcade 1-up cabinet. Get it, dude. It's awesome. That Punisher game, dude, we streamed the Punisher game, the last stream on it. It's freaking awesome, dude. It's got the Punisher, which is really good, and then it's got the US ROMs of Marvel Superheroes and Children of the Atom. The reason I bring up the US ROMs is that you can't be Thanos or Doctor Doom or Anita, but it's still really good, and it looks just like the American arcade cabinet. Normar is the OG in this game. I wish he appeared more fighting. Agreed. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, dude, I don't know why I didn't think about just moving this monitor closer to begin with, so. Sorry if I'm fretting over aesthetics, so. Shinku Hadoken. I love the artwork in this game, and Norimaru is hilarious. Let's tag him in. Super move. Ah, he blocked it. Alright. I used to know the name of the show Norimaru was on, and now I can't remember it. But there's actually, if you go on YouTube, you can actually find the documentary where Daigo Umehara wins the Street Fighter 03 tournament. And there's a bunch of commercials for this game and rival schools. And it's just great. Norimaru is the master of the selfie. When you beat this game with Norimaru, it's awesome. He like gets his picture in a history book, and he's like the king. It's really, it's very funny. Come and get me. Cyclops, while I find his character annoying, I do respect him as leader of the X-Men, and I actually do like playing him, playing as him on this game quite a bit. So, Sinister, are you still haunted by what could have been with Capcom versus SNK? They need to make a third, man. Your turn. Oh, man, if I could connect with that super, it would be killer. Diego, we all know that they got to make a fighting game with Downtown in it. Machan and Hamachan. And fight Tamori at the bottom of the pit. God, the music in this game is so good, especially compared to the most recent entry, which is just very disappointing in my opinion. Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite. I'm not holding my breath. Yeah, I know. The other thing that would be cool is if Capcom redid, let's say, Darkstalkers or Street Fighter Alpha in the cel-shaded style of Dragon Ball FighterZ. That would be good. Shinku Hadoken. Sakura and her groovy dance moves. Other thing I love about this game is the color palette too. Like Marvel vs. Capcom 2, very nice character roster and beautiful graphics, but the brown color palette and the jazz music just not doing it for me. Although my son constantly wants me to draw him Abyss. Like you don't understand. It's like nonstop. Like last night, it was like 11 o'clock at night. He woke up and he's like going on about like, how can I unlock Abyss? Do I need to download something to unlock Abyss? How do you play as the Green Abyss? So, yes, I love how the announcer talks in this game as well. This is, dare I say, my favorite announcer in any video game. And the opening to it is great. The whole, are you ready, true believers? I love Frosted Flakes. Well done. I actually ate the last of the Frosted Mini Wheats earlier today. So I am a fan of Frosted cereal. Ah, man, that move is so hard to get. Darn it, man. That move's got such a good name. It's like Super Wonderful Childhood Memories or something like that. There we go. Agreed, we need Hamachan. Yes, we need that. We need Downtown versus Tamori. Yeah, I think after this it would not be a bad idea to play to play SNK versus sorry, Sinister. To play Capcom versus SNK 2. Not that there's anything wrong with playing some SVCKS. That is probably my favorite OG Xbox game. That and Shenmue 2 and Metal Gear Solid Sons of Liberty. No, wait. I just get 4 and 2's name mixed up. What? Sons of Liberty is the second one, right? And Guns of the Patriots is the fourth one. Yeah, that's right. Dude, I just love Metal Gear Solid 2. That is the first game where I was playing it and totally did not see what was coming at all. Like, that plot twist in that game was ridiculous. And Raiden is just one of my all-time favorite characters. How about a How about crossover fighting Hey 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 Music Champ versus Music Station? Do you still have Dead or Alive 2 Ultimate? No, I don't have Dead or Alive 2 Ultimate. I have Dead or Alive 2 on the Sega Dreamcast, which is not the Ultimate version, but it is very, very good. I have all the Dead or Alives. I have Dead or Alive 6 if you want to play that and play some new games, but I don't like the lack of a like kind of a narrative in the arcade mode on that, and I'm also pretty annoyed how they did the costumes on that game. It used to be so easy to get the costumes on Dead or Alive, and now they do this stupid thing where they have like $90 season passes and make you like put the costumes together in cryptic codes. I said you don't have it, haha. Yes, no, you're right, I don't have it. I need to get it. I'm getting paid tonight, so I don't know when that check is going to deposit. I should actually just break down and get it. It can't be that expensive. So Arrow might be interested in this, because he was talking to me about video converters. I literally I'm waiting. It should be here tomorrow. It was like $80. It is a SCART to component converter for my Sony Trinitron, because I'm trying to get the best possible picture out of that for my Roku, and then just kind of have just the more SCART the better here, you know. So, but I also kind of want to get Battle Golfer Yui, get an English translation of that. So it's an RPG about a female golfer in Magic. So, yeah, I love that Norimaru gets to beat up Blackheart here. Blackheart's such a biatch. Although he's going to probably beat me up now that I said that. Yeah, you can take my arsenal of math measurement tools and lollipops. Stop throwing demons at me. There it is. Ultra Variety Private Memories. $80 for a converter. I know, it's like a lot of money. But it's a budgeted luxury item. Oh, we're already at Apocalypse. I am the Apocalypse. Ha 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 ha. Dude, I love this white Sega Saturn that I got. This is another thing I got. Etsy's like great for import games. This is a modded white Sega Saturn. And it's just really good work here. The seller's been very nice as well. I actually still have to pay for this. He actually spent so long sending me my... I'm sure I already told you guys this. He sent me so long paying for... so long on my modded PS2 that he basically fronted me a white Sega Saturn and said, you know, pay for it, you know, later on. Norimaru doing the first selfie ever. Yes, it's true. Oh no, he took out Norimaru. I want revenge. Oh, not that stupid drill. Ah, you cheap bastard. Dude, take a look at that drill. Look at how cheap this is. No amount of blocking is going to help you with that. So Santino is very cute. He's... and I'm happy he's not saying your life is mine. Santino's always like, your mic is mine. Yes, give me your microphone. And your Mike Tyson hat. And your Michael Jordan shoes. So, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Sakura! And Norimaru. Norimaru really is ahead of his time. Those glasses are pretty stylish now. Norimaru and his geek chic. Sega Saturn is the greatest 2D fighting machine ever. I agree. And it's not bad for 3D. People always, complain about Saturn not being good on 3D. Saturn's actually got some amazing... Saturn actually puts Sony to shame in a lot of 3D games. Not as many. I mean, what Sony and Squaresoft and Namco were able to do with their 3D polygonal graphics were, great. But, when Sega was developing things in-house, the 3D on the Saturn was fantastic. And you know what I'm going to do before we play some Marvel vs. Capcom? I'm sorry, oh, God, I'm so tired. Not tired, I want to do this. I'm not so tired that this is unpleasant for me. Before we play some Capcom vs. SNK 2, I'm going to show you the Amuro Nami game, because that has a ton of... that really flexes the muscles of the Sega Saturn. It's a pretty good Yes, it's a pretty good 2D machine as well. Yes. Caden Brown. Former student Caden Brown. How the heck are you, my friend? Hope you're enjoying quarantine and staying safe. We are playing Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter. And we have reached the final boss, Mech Goki, or as he's known stateside, Cyber Akuma. And he is something of a pain in the neck here. He's Akuma, except he's been turned into a cyborg and made subservient to Apocalypse. You see how much better the writing is in this game than in current Marvel comics? Although I actually heard like they're trying to make, or they are making a Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite comic, which I don't think is the Marvel vs. Capcom you want to make into a comic. They should do Marvel vs. Capcom, any other Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Oh, crap. Marvel vs. Capcom 2's got a cool original story, even though it's got crappy jazz music. And I say that as someone who likes 80s saxophones, Like, I'm not opposed to saxophones. I am opposed to elevator music in my fighting games. Damn it. I didn't think he was going to hit me with that. I thought I had blocked it. Norimaru, this is on you, man. Oh, how the heck did he... Oh, man. I'm screwed. I'm just gonna... Jeez. Wow, we're still kind of in... Now we're not. I was like, well, we're still kind of in this. Let's hope... Sorry, okay, it seems a lot of... Half of the 90s focused too much on the expansion of 3D graphics. I agree. There was way too much on 3D graphics in 90s video game, like, rhetoric and priorities. If they ever make Capcom vs. SNK 3, let's hope that has the same graphics as the last 2D games. Yes, and the character speaking in Japanese. I agree 100%. Norimaru. We started with this team, and by God, we're going to finish with this team here. Of Super Tan Sakura using murderous intent, but channeled into being an energetic schoolgirl, and this lovable, quasi-perverted Japanese nerd game show host here. If you guys have Roku, I highly recommend checking out Retro Crush. It is a anime streaming channel that shows old anime. That is all anime that I love. So Santino and I will often watch Virtua Fighter and the Street Fighter animated movie. Sadly, it does not have Street Fighter 2V on it, but it is a very, very good channel. And it has the Street Fighter animated movie in Japanese with all the great Tetsuya Komuro music. Dude, I hit that super move before he did. The other thing I hate about Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite is how they screw up the tag battle on it. Like, they don't have, shoot, hang on. Your character just stands around there when you tag out. Sequential Hadouken. How did that not finish him off? Tag, tag, tag. Son of a gun, this isn't good. Ah, get him. Oh, come on. That is so stupid. I'm petting my dog. He's pretty cool, but can be annoying sometimes, but what can I say? Yeah, that's just life. I love dogs. I don't want to get one though because I have allergies and I don't want to have to deal with like end of life with dogs. Because I'm not gonna put the dog down. Like, I'm not saying if you've ever had to do that, you're a bad person. If your dog is like rabid or in excruciating pain, that's one thing. But I'm not gonna be one of those people that's like, oh, he's getting old. Let's just wrap it up here. you know, because losing a dog is like one of the worst feelings you can have. So I just don't want to deal with that. And like, so I've lost dogs that I was very close with, that weren't even my dogs, and I took it like horribly hard. Wow, look at me talking about dead dogs and losing this match. Thank you, Rogue Drums. I blame this loss on you. Yes, spit your cereal. Do a spit take. That's what I want. Eat my protractors and lollipops here. Come on, Sakura. Ah, son of a gun. You know what else we're going to have to play in this live stream now is Marvel vs. Capcom 2, now that we've talked about it so much. Ah, you... No problem, anytime. Alright, good to know. I do not want this live stream to turn into boss rage here. I'm almost tempted to tag out Norimaru and put in Ryu, because Ryu is... He's just such a stable character in this game, but... If we're using Dark Sakura, she's pretty much the same as Ryu. You can beat him, Noel. Don't give up. I thank you, Diego. Your words of encouragement help me through these troubled times. I wonder if we just talk over the Amuro Nami music if we won't get in trouble. Shinku Hadoken! So it's actually, pretty interesting, though, about Abyss. For a long time, I thought Abyss was some Marvel character I never heard of, because Capcom made that character in such a Marvel style, but he's actually an original Capcom character. Come on, come on, come on, come on! Tag, 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 tag! Dude, do your super move. There we go. Hyper strong miracle treasure. Why don't you swear no? Well, I've got students watching, and my son might watch this, so I don't want to... I'm not one of those streamers that relies on cheap heat, as the term goes in pro wrestling. I don't need to swear to get over. I'm not the franchise Shane Douglas, Diego. I'm Hulk Hogan. Here's Diego's comedic... not Diego. Here's Norimaru's comedic ending here. I can't read any of this in Japanese. I'm assuming this is about him becoming Emperor of the World and then going down in history. Either way, the picture is hilarious. I mean, he does sometimes. You did it, Noel. Thank you. Yes, power. I do swear once in a while, but it's not anything... crazy. I'm not one of those streamers that's like, one of these people that has these like, like spazoid fits for comedic effect or something like that, I'm not gonna like throw a controller through a wall or Super Nintendo like my best friend did in elementary school, which prevented me from playing against Katana. I'm still dealing with that pain. I waited all day to get invited to his house so I could play Final Fight, and then I get invited to his house, and right before it's my turn to play Final Fight, he punts the Super Nintendo across the room because he can't handle losing to a computer character, and now I'm screwed because Sega doesn't have Final Fight on it, because Capcom got the rights to it, and I didn't have a Sega CD, so, that's my painful childhood memory right there. Norimaru will always be the king of video games. I agree. Thank you, Diego, for lightening the mood here. So, yes, I do love the music at the end of this game. It's very upbeat, and just everything about this game is just great. I actually think I like Marvel vs. Capcom a little bit better than this just because I just love the roster in that game and I love the character select music. But dude, I love the artwork on this game. I love the dynamic poses, the fast gameplay, the announcer, the vibrant colors. It's just really cool. But Onslaught, I think, is like maybe my favorite boss in video game history, next to a Safer Sephiroth or Savior Sephiroth, however you want to term it. I wish Capcom made more of these fighting games. I agree, because the most recent Marvel vs. Capcom game I am super disappointed in. And like, I've been playing that game more because Santino likes it, and I found that if you play as Jeddah, it's not too bad. But a lot of the characters are just super slow in that game, and the music is just not great. Okay, I'm going to, since we've been talking about the 3D capabilities of the Sega Saturn, and I've showed you this game, at least the box, in other live streams, we're going to check out some of this Amuro Nami Digital Dance Mix. Super Nintendo is football, yes. Well, he's a better kicker than a lot of the kickers the Vikings have. So, if you don't know, I'm a huge Minnesota Vikings fan, and often the Minnesota Vikings will lose games on field goals and whatnot. It's horrible. So anyway, Amuro Nami, if you don't know, is one of the muses of Tetsuya Komuro, the greatest composer in Japan, especially in the 1990s. So they really like Daisuke Asakura too. Who's Tetsuya Komuro's protege? It doesn't have a crack in it. It's her hair. Like, her hair is just like flowing. So there is no crack in this. So I hope there's no crack in this. So I don't know. Anyway, so this game was actually made by Sega. Oh, did he put a crack in the Super Nintendo? No. That Super Nintendo actually ended up getting fixed by his uncle, who's a super cool guy. And actually, I have a fun story about his uncle. Oh, by the way, this is my my Evolution shirt. This came with the Sega Dreamcast RPG Evolution. So, yeah, this is authentic right there, my friends. Did he put a crack in the Nintendo? He did not. His uncle, who was a mailman, fixed it. And then when I got confirmed in the Catholic Church, my mom like threw me this like insanely awesome confirmation party, and I got a lot of money. So I bought a 27-inch TV, and we borrowed his uncle's mail truck to go to Walmart or Kmart. I think it was Kmart we got it at. And we like drove that TV back to my place, and that was a good childhood memory. So we are going to take one of my all-time favorite Sega Saturn games and take a look at how beautiful Sega Saturn discs are in Japan. Like, they're just like the coolest freaking looking thing here. I love the logo. I love the designs on it. It's just great stuff here. Awesome shirt you're wearing, Noel. Thank you. This actually just straight up was folded into the CD jewel case of Evolution, the RPG on Dreamcast, which I got really far in and then never beat. So I actually need to revisit that. Here is the CD of Amuro Nami, Digital Dance Mix. If you guys have ever played Shenmue, this is basically the graphics engine that Shenmue was going to run on the Sega Saturn. It was so wrinkled when I took this shirt out of the jewel case. This shirt fit. I'm going to actually show you the actual CD that this was in. Hang on a second here. Dreamcast games, Evolution. Okay, so I got this in Walmart back in 1999 or 2000. I don't remember. And like, no joke, this was like in cellophane wrap, and the shirt that I'm wearing right now was literally folded to this size, and it just had to get washed and ironed in order to get the crazy. It just had a bunch of like squares in it because it was folded so much. So, true story. Yes. This also is like a really nice looking RPG here. It's got really good 3D graphics. It really kind of flexes the muscles of the Sega Saturn in terms of being able to put a cool chibi RPG together at a time when chibi RPGs were kind of getting phased out, which is too bad. Okay, let's get some Amuro Nami going here. Although we may need to... How do you fit a shirt into that? That's crazy. Well, where there's a will, we can put a man on the moon. We can put a t-shirt into a CD jewel case. That is what we can do. So, all right. Let's get our camera set up like so. Whoa. Move back a little bit. Okay. Yeah, Okuyasu from JoJo down there. Oh, I love the Japanese opening to Sega Saturn. Alright, I'm gonna hit the lights. When will you ever play Super Smash Brothers? Yes. I have Super Smash Brothers on the Nintendo 64. We can totally play that. I am probably going to have to lower this music because I don't want to get in trouble. Hang on. So I don't know how much of this you can actually hear, but it's actually playing really, really good Amuro Nami music here, and hopefully I don't get in trouble for this, but I want to share this game with you here. So basically this game starts out with some really, really nice full motion video here. This is another thing that Sega Saturn was, you know, like, oh, you guys can't do, you know, full motion video as well as Sony can, but sure enough, this is great. And in fact, the Japanese Sega Saturn had, you know, an expansion cart in the back that could really make full motion video look great. So basically what this game is it's like Amuro Nami music. I love Amuro Nami, she's the best. She's great. I also am a huge fan of Ayumi Hamasaki. So another person in the TK stable here, and we've discussed how she played Yuri in the King of Fighters in the Art of Fighting commercials, Art of Fighting 2. You want to talk about a bitch fighting game, and there's me swearing right there, is Art of Fighting 2. That game is ridiculous. I can beat that game on one round and on easy, but it is ridiculous, man. Yeah, so Amuro Nami, she is like, you guys don't even understand, like, she was like Madonna or Britney Spears in Japan. She actually, back in I think around like 2010, did an American performance on, I think it was like the American Music Awards or something, and she was introduced by Paris Hilton. So yeah, she's a huge J-pop idol. And what better person to show the power of the Sega Saturn, right? So, good stuff. There are some games in this as well. But yeah, like, this is basically what the game is here. And, like, again, it's kind of hard to really appreciate how good this looks here. But there's, like, just a ton of colors and transparencies and stuff going on here. So hang on, I'm going to try to move this even closer here so you can try to appreciate the wonders of Amuro Nami in 32-bit form here. Yeah, alright, let's get some gameplay going here. Whoa. Hang on. Digital Dance and Sing. Yeah, Digital Dance. This is going to be all your... So basically, you can, like, change your costumes and things like that. You know. Do you want the short shorts Amuro Nami? The miniskirt Amuro Nami? The other miniskirt Amuro Nami? The chibi Amuro Nami? Showing that Sega can do many different types of graphical styles. I love Ayumi Hamasaki, Kodakumi. Yes, Mika Nakashima, all those people are awesome. And then we can, like, choose what song we want. Chase the Chance with Special Dance. We can even mess with the stages. Ta-da. So, you know, this is just essentially flexing the graphical muscles of the Sega Saturn. So I don't know how interested you guys even are seeing this, but if you like J-pop, if you like kind of obscure, Sega Saturn games, like, this is actually something I'm very into. I'm just trying to, like, get the phone a little closer to this here. So, yeah, so it's cool stuff. And actually, again, like, this is if a lot of the games that were early on the Sega Dreamcast had come out on the Sega Saturn like they were originally planned, they would have looked like this game. So, I mean, it's an interesting piece of Sega and video game history and J-pop merchandise. So, yeah, good stuff. And if you're like me and you just want to, like, do stuff while J-pop is on in the background, this is pretty cool. Right, so if you want to, vacuum the rug, sweep your game room, or eat cereal in the other room, and then glance in here and see cool 32-bit Amuro Nami dancing, you look no further than the Amuro Nami digital dance mix for the Sega Saturn. So, good stuff. Well, I think now would probably be good time. Sadly, J-pop isn't popular in the US compared to Latin pop music. Yeah, I mean, J-pop always seems to have a cult following in the US, if you find the right people, they definitely know who certain J-pop stars are. But I agree, especially where you are in San Diego, where there's a huge Latino population, there's going to be a better appreciation for, Mexican pop music or that kind of thing. So, all right, let's play some Capcom versus SNK 2, Mark of the Millennium 2001. Also known as Millionaire Fighting, which I actually think would have been a little bit of a cooler name, but, it's all good. Brought to you by the Garcia Concern and the Ken Masters Foundation. So, good stuff. Is it already actually in the PS2 here? No, I don't want to turn you on. Stop. Hang on. Sorry for any inconvenience or confusion here. Yep, it's in there. I have a newly modded PS2. This game reminds me of Dance Dance Revolution, which we do have. We do have Dance Dance Revolution. And it's good. I actually had a dance pad, but it broke, and I have not gotten a new one. But if I ever wanted to cut weight for the summer, Dance Dance Revolution is a good way to do that. Because I used to do that quite a bit, just because I like playing it too. But you could like drop 15 pounds in a short amount of time, Now I just like box and do jujitsu and push-ups and stuff, and that's I have my lovable Italian dad bod. All right, let's play some Capcom versus SNK 2. I'm gonna set the camera up like so. Boo. There's me and Santino. And we're gonna swap our SCART cables. Sweet SCART cable. You bring us the R, the G, and the B. I have been wanting to do a review of Garo, Mark of the Wolves on the YouTube channel. So, I do want to do a review of Garo, but I was actually thinking of Fatal Fury Wild Ambition. We should play some Garo. So I've actually been playing some Fatal Fury Wild Ambition on the PlayStation, and it's good stuff. And it looks great in RGB. Yes! Capcom vs. SNK 2, my favorite game ever, and a real fighting game to play. You, sir, are correct. This is a fantastic fighting game. And where's my controller? Oh, right here. Did you guys know that all records are made to be broken and that these are the current top team rankings? I'm going to hit the lights, we'll have some fun. Okay. So the fun thing about this game is, you know, I like how that when I first got this game, some of those years that were counting down on that clock seemed far off. And now they're in the past. Although we're not to the year 5000 yet, so... While SVC Chaos definitely had that weird, muted, but incredibly meticulously crafted sprite art, you know, it's a really good... SVC Chaos is a really good game, but honestly, compared to Mark of the Millennium, it's not as good, in my opinion. Mark of the Millennium has such a rich roster and crazy style, and like the amount of fighting engines like that you can kind of screw with for your super moves in here are great. I always like just the typical 3 super moves here. I knew that groove was in your heart. Santino loves Rugal. Let's do Ryu. And let's do Rock Howard. This is a true Capcom SNK Dream Team here. Keep rocking, baby. So, my favorite fighting style is the peekaboo boxing style, which Balrog, who is based on M. Bison, whose real name in the series is M. Bison, uses. So that's why I always have a soft spot in my heart for Balrog. The gameplay on this is so smooth, and the graphics on this game and on this monitor are so ridiculously beautiful, man. It's just like so... This game is so good. You know, the PS2 gets a reputation for, you know, its 3D games, but I'm telling you, the 2D fighters that it had on it are just ridiculous. Dude, you know what else we need to play while we have this in, with the PS2 hooked up? We gotta play some Art of Fighting 3. That is some good, obscure SNK fighting game action right there. Robert Garcia's time in the spotlight. The Way of the Warrior. This game was made back in 2001, and still to this day a lot better than the new Street Fighter games. I agree. I like the new Street Fighter games, but I honestly think like the new character designs in Street Fighter V are just really not always that good looking. Like, and a part of me wonders if they made them look like that to try to get people to buy like the better costumes. Like, we're going to intentionally make this character look off, so if you want him to look right, pay me $5, you know? Like, I don't know what they were really thinking with that weird Akuma Lion's Mane thing. Alex's haircut in Street Fighter V looks weird. So, I don't know. Also, I mean, Street Fighter V is not an ugly game, but I think this game looks better in terms of my aesthetic preferences. But that said, Street Fighter V is not an ugly game. It's not a bad game. It was an incomplete game for a long, long time. And it wasn't until, 2019 that it was actually, I think, complete, how it should have been when it came out. But, you know, for what it is now, it's a good game that I like playing. I do not play with Rugal that much, so I don't know how to do the Genocide Cutter. This famous, his famous move here. There was actually a great lore video on Rugal that just got uploaded on him and his son, There's this guy, I can't even think of his channel's name, but if you type in like Rugal Bernstein lore, you'll get this video, because this guy does great KOF lore videos. I wish every fighting game has a 3D background with 2D anime sprites. Yeah, this game does that really well. I think this game does that better than, whatchamacallit. I think this game does that better than SVC, not SVC Cast, Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Alright. Yeah, Rugal is a beast on this game. I wonder if playing Amuro Nami chased some people away from the stream, which is fine if it did. I think some of our viewers dropped a bit, which is fine. I'm just talking. Ooh, Yuri and Sagat. That is a classic team right there. Namely, because both Piston Takahashi characters right there. Still here. All right, Dakota. Yeah, the 3D graphics in the background of Marvel vs. Capcom 2, like, they weren't bad, but I don't know, I don't think they flowed with the feel of the game like the graphics in this game do. Otosan Gomen. Maybe they don't appreciate J-pop, lol. Yeah, that's their loss. Or maybe they just had to go to bed, you know. I don't know. I don't get how you don't appreciate J-pop. Don't you spam that tiger shot on me. I actually think that Sagat in Street Fighter 1 is a harder boss than Geese in Art of Fighting 2. Both bosses are ridiculously cheap. Everyone's got their own taste, that's true. Everyone does have their own taste, and I'm totally fine with that. Many people think I'm, insane for my taste in music, but to each their own. For example, Baywatch's original closing credits, fantastic. David Hasselhoff's The Current of Love, look that up on YouTube. Capcom did an amazing job with Mai's sprite on this game. Like, really, really good. You could really tell that Capcom appreciates the SNK characters here. You know, I mean, for all the talk that Street Fighter Alpha does about, you know, the Art of Fighting being a Street Fighter ripoff, the Street Fighter Alpha series is essentially an Art of Fighting ripoff, because Art of Fighting was a prequel to Fatal Fury, and Street Fighter Alpha is a prequel to Street Fighter Alpha 2. Like, I think they knew that. You know, I think they knew that it's like, well, we're borrowing this idea of a prequel, so, but we're going to counter a potential argument that we're copying them by pointing out the fact that they copied us for a lot of things in Art of Fighting. Noel, what is your favorite stage music in this game? That is a good question. Capcom versus SNK and Marvel versus Capcom 2 are the two OG fighting games, are some of the two best OG fighting games ever. Fighting games today can't top both of those classics. Yeah, these are ridiculously good games. I'm not that great with Rugal though, so sorry if my gameplay here is a little anticlimactic here. There we go. Man, I don't know what my favorite level in this game is. That's a hard question, dude. I mean, like, maybe the final level? I mean, I really like when that Thunder Strikes in Ultimate Rugal or Shinakuma shows up. And Bison. I like that glacier level. That's really good. But I'm a fan of the windmill level too. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff here. Music in this game, I don't know, man. It's hard to choose. Nah, special opening. The Panthers growling it. Vegas. You know what my favorite special opening in this game is when Rugal fights a Guile, and Rugal's got the Guile statue. Because, you know, how he, like, turns all his dead opponents, he kills his opponents and turns them into statues. And in KOF 94, he had Guile in the background. But then Guile, like, sonic booms the statue. It's, like, one of the most badass things ever. Shinkiro's artwork in this game is great. Hey, Starchy. We are playing Capcom versus SNK2. Mark of the Millennium 2001 here. We actually beat Marvel Superheroes versus Street Fighter on the Sega Saturn, and then we actually watched some of the tech demo of Amuro Nami's Sega Saturn game, Amuro Nami, the digital dance mix, which really showed off the 3D graphics of the Sega Saturn and played some J-pop. Starchy, before I made this video, I actually just did a video for your class on the Louisiana Purchase, so I will upload that as I upload this live stream. So be on the lookout for that tomorrow. Your homework is due tomorrow night. No pressure, though. Just get it done before midnight. You got plenty of time. It's Cammy. Cammy is probably my favorite female fighting game character. I don't know if we've done well enough in this game to merit the special boss. Because I really am not that adept at using Rugal here. You know, when I want to get the special bosses, I'm like usually being characters where I'm like timing like super combo finishes and things like that. Yeah, I'm gonna need that. Okay, I'll upload it tonight. Just work on it tomorrow. Just read the pages too. I rescanned the pages if that helps. So I know some kids were saying that the pages on the classroom are a little hard to read. But I rescanned and cropped the pages, so that should be alright. There we go. Yeah, Rugal, brutal finisher right there. Are you a history teacher? How do you handle your assignments? Do you just give the article... Hang on a second, I'll answer that question as I fight. So basically what I do is, since we've been in quarantine style learning, I have been giving the kids about 5 pages to read and about 20 to 30 questions to answer. And I give them 7 days to do those things. And then in addition to those things, I do 2 office hour Zoom meetings twice a week where they can stop by and ask me questions and just talk about, you know, school. Oh, we did get the extra boss. But it's going to be Shinakuma. No, I teach history. It is Shinakuma. Oh, wait, hang on a second. Who's going to win this here? I don't know if this is going to be Shinakuma or Ultimate Rugal here. Evil energy, true to its reputation. Though my plan has not come true, I'll give this dark power. Oh no, it's gonna be Akuma. It's gonna be Shinakuma. Alright, true sinister, it is Akuma, yes. So as I was saying, I do office hours with my students so they can ask me questions, and then in addition to that, I do 2 YouTube videos a week. One YouTube video, I give extra background information on the content. Oh, shit. This is not going to be good. I'm not that good with Rugal. I actually don't know how we... Yeah, see, there's that right there. I did 1/10 of damage to him. And so anyway, I do 2 YouTube videos. One on background and one on the homework answers. And that's what we do. God, he's fast. I have not played... Jeez, I'm criminy. What the hell, man? Like, I haven't played Shin Akuma in a long time. Music against him is great. Well, this is the first time we're seeing the rest of the team here. Rock Howard holding his own here. Ah, darn it. Not that well. I love the Akuma remix theme. Dude, I know. It's insane. I'm listening to it right now. I forgot how great this sounds. This is the end. I mean, what's up with that? Some people... Blah. Someone's going to have to take that team down. Alright, we're going to have to mix our team up here. Because we are in serious, serious territory here. We're going to be... Terry. We are going to be... Evil Ryu. And we are going to be... Sakura. It's funny how Rugal did not get a remix of any of his established names. Yeah, dude, I mean, and his music is good. It's not as iconic as Geese's, though. Dude, Geese is, like, I think, next to Sephiroth, the best boss music. Although, dude, this remix of Akuma's theme is great. Check out that Shinkiro picture of Shin Akuma. That is fantastic stuff. I wish there was a Capcom versus SNK anime. You are not alone. Alright, let's spam some Terry Bogard moves here. Jeez. You know what? It's a fun Fatal Fury game I have is a Fatal Fury Dominated Mind. I have that on the PlayStation. This is some SNK boss level BS right here. Darn it, man. Jeez, I am out of practice of fighting this dude. Gosh darn it, man. Shush. I like how Santino plays with Street Fighter characters. They're all super polite to each other. Can I join your party? Yes, okay. Let's fight. Okay. This is some old school cheap fighting style right here. See if it works. Ah, the well-timed dropkicks. At least they got him in the red. I do a Japanese account. I got a Japanese account just for Dominated Mind. Yeah, dude, we can play that, man. I love the Clockwork Orange boss. Wait, what is Dominated Mind on? Because I imported that for PlayStation. Is that on, like, Switch or something? Dominated Mind has some cool cutscenes. Let's do Morgan. Let's do Terry. I'm gonna get like super old school cheap here. Let's see if like I am great at timing Blanca's fierce drop kicks here. That's how I used to. Noel, what's your #1 favorite fighting game ever? And also #1 non-fighting game. Probably a tie between Marvel vs. Capcom and Street Fighter Alpha 3 for my favorite fighting game. For 2D, For 3D, it would be Tekken Tag 2. My favorite non-fighting game, Final Fantasy VII, but I also really love Chrono Trigger, Xenogears, and Sonic 2, Sonic 3, Sonic and Knuckles, Sonic CD. But I have a huge soft spot in my heart for Final Fantasy VII. Yeah, this is truly an SNK boss here. I can't even fight this thing fairly. I'm just like using cheap, well-timed jump kicks to try to exploit the AI. Soul Feast, come on. Ah, super combo finish. Yeah! Woo! Alright. Son of a bitch, we beat him. Alright. Mysterious black entities surround dying Akuma. Death may... That went too fast for me to read. The entities create spirals as they lift him upward. We will not allow you to rest. You will become stronger. Will you not? We will not allow you to stop. You will go on. This is like Final Fantasy VII. This is like the live stream gone wrong here. Next on the news, an extra story on the blast in Osaka. Based on 5 police reports, there were 5 casualties reported. The Committee of Mark of the Millennium Tournament has decided to donate money. Did my team die? The cause of the explosion has not been identified. The final bout took place in nearby the location of the mysterious blah blah blah. The tournament will be held. The tournament will be held again. I like Terry so much. He's way cool. I remember I saw something strange on the roof. Train hard, become strong. I'd like to be in that tournament. Wait, so my team and Akuma and Rugal died? I'm so bored. There's no happiness without excitement. Maybe I had better sleep until the next party. That's what Morgan says. After winning the tournament, Terry is found training again. No, we didn't die. That's good. The wolf in my heart and mind must be unleashed again. A hungry wolf continues to shine. A new legend begins. As Duran Duran taught us. After ravaging through the tournament, Blanca returned, or so he thought. He did not board the correct airplane. A few months later, a new beast appeared in the zoo. Alright. Hey Noel, did you know that Capcom vs. SNK 2 was your first game you ever reviewed? I did not know that. Okay, hang on a second. Final Fantasy VII character and why? I got to think about that. And the original Super Street Fighter 2 had Akuma as a hidden boss. Yes, that's true. You better order DOA 2 Ultimate tonight. I will. Okay, favorite Final Fantasy VII character. I really like Barrett, dude. I really like Barrett. But Cloud is the person that, you know, you're playing as and then start to kind of pour yourself into. So, I'd have to say it's a... And then I really like Aerith and Tifa as well. So I'd have to say Cloud is my favorite character, with Barrett a very, very, very close second. I like Barrett being the leader and, like, working under him as a you know, character that's kind of, like, coming to grips with things. So, yes. Good stuff. Nice music here. Yeah, so I'm sorry, True Sinister, I missed Metal Gear Solid or Splinter Cell. Metal Gear Solid. I've never even played Splinter Cell. But I've played every Metal Gear Solid but 5. I've played the MSX Metal Gear Solids. The original Metal Gear Solid, the original Metal Gear 2 is great. That's got like 80s actors pictures. You've been saying you're gonna order it for so long. Yeah, no, okay, I will order it. I have to order it. I'll order it for my Mountain Dew Xbox. We'll play it on the next live stream or the next whenever I get it. I do want to beef up my Xbox collection, so I actually order games now or buy games now more for my Xbox One just because I want to beef up the collection because I've already got more PS4 games. And the same goes for my Mountain Dew Xbox. I've got a lot more PS2 games than Xbox games, so I want to show the Xbox some love. Because it does have a pretty nice... Oh, we got first place. I'm going to enter in my name here. NGP. N-G... Noel Gaetano Passeri. No! That's not my name. Darn it. Oh, whatever. I can't believe we super combo finished Shin Akuma. Favorite Metal Gear game and why? Metal Gear Solid 2, because the plot twist in the game was so ridiculous. That is the first game that I was ever just totally, like, I did not see any of that coming. That story did a complete 180. And I liked Raiden. I actually really like the games where you're kind of like the new generation guy and almost like kind of like you're kind of looking up to the main character. So wait, Sinister, why are you saying oops? Let me try to scroll down here. Scroll back, see these old comments. Akuma mode Shin Akuma from Alpha 2 is even harder. Oh, cool. Favorite Sonic game is I'm sorry, I was seeing some old comments there. My favorite Sonic game would be Sonic 3 and Knuckles. Sonic 3 and Knuckles is yeah, NG. Yeah, that is an oops. That was my oops. So yeah, my name is NGP. Okay. We could put in some Dominated Mind since it did come up. But I do think it would be fun for us to play some Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Although I'm afraid that would put us to sleep. I love that lock cartridge technology. Yeah, dude, it's ridiculous. That is, I think, the most complete Sonic game. Sonic Mania is great. Sonic Mania is really, really good. Yeah, Sonic and Knuckles is the best, though. How about Sonic Adventure 2, though? I've never played Sonic Adventure 2. I've played the first one and beaten it and really liked it, but I never played the second one. But I'm sure it's good. I've heard like that was the first 3D Sonic. I've heard that was the first Sonic game that wasn't like totally knock your socks off, but that it was a solid game. Which Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles series is your favorite and why? The 80s cartoon, because it's very funny. I think the characters look cute. And I like the colors and I like the music. I think the original comic book is really cool as well, the black and white one, where they all have red masks and drink beer. So those are my two favorites. But yeah, the original comic book is cool, but I think the 80s cartoon is the best. Although I will tell you, they did do some really cool Japanese anime Ninja Turtles stuff. Did you like that crossover? What crossover? True Sinister. I think I might have missed something. Like Battletoads Ninja Turtles? Sonic Adventure from the GameCube is the best. I will check that out. I have not played Sonic Adventure 2, and I'm looking to build up my GameCube library. Fatal Fury Dominated Mind has a very nice double disc set. Forever Turtle. I did like that. I actually did like that quite a bit. I remember watching that on like it was like CW Kids. They had like a morning Saturday. It was like the last mainstream Saturday morning cartoon block, and they had like that Ninja Turtle. They had some like Ninja Turtles crossover with like the old Ninja Turtles and the new Ninja Turtles, and it was really good. It was really good. I remember they had like Sonic X on there. 4Kids TV. That's what I'm thinking of. Yes. Yeah, it was good, man. I liked it. There was a period that was like, the last hurrah of Saturday morning cartoons in the United States, which is sad because I like Saturday morning. I liked waking up watching Saturday morning cartoons. Now it's like you have to just go to your streaming service and watch Jetman, which isn't bad. Noel, you need Sonic. No, you need Sonic Adventure 2 on the Dreamcast. Yes, I will. Okay, I'll get it on the Dreamcast. I'm always down for supporting the Dreamcast. I used to watch Yu-Gi-Oh on 4. Yes, I also watched Yu-Gi-Oh on 4Kids TV. Although I was a bit older at the time, so I was not like that into Yu-Gi-Oh. As much as I like the anime, because I thought the U.S. dub of it was a bit off in terms of the original presentation. Fox Kids or Kids WB, Fox Kids. X-Men all the way. X-Men, Power Rangers, Eek the Cat, Batman the Animated Series. Absolutely. But I did like Yu-Gi-Oh! Even on 4Kids TV, and I really liked the Toei Animation Yu-Gi-Oh! Season 0 a lot, because I actually used to read the Yu-Gi-Oh! Manga in Shonen Jump, and that covered the first part of the manga before it really got into playing cards. And so it was good stuff. And yeah, so I'm a fan of Yu-Gi-Oh! And I like the Japanese music of all the Yu-Gi-Oh! Series, and I really like the the Season 0 a lot. X-Men Evolution, I was not that big a fan of. I was a big fan of the 90s Fox Kids X-Men. I just didn't ever get into X-Men Evolution. Like, if you like it, that's cool. I always was bitter at 4Kids for the way they censored things. I think they ruined One Piece, personally. But if that's something that got you into anime, or that's something that you were able to chill to because you like the dub of it, that's cool too. Favorite Power Rangers season and why? The very first season of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I thought the characters were very engaging. I thought they did a lot of cool stuff with Tommy. It was exciting because it was the first time you'd ever seen a Sentai series like that. Mighty Morphins, I agree. So it was like Saved by the Bell crossed with Super Sentai, and I thought it was great. That series was so popular, it got redubbed into Japanese. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of Jetman, and I think a lot of the tropes of Jetman got put into Power Rangers. And I think one of the reasons I'm a fan of Jetman is because of Power Rangers. And Kimberly was a freaking 10, man. She was hot as hell. Kimberly is ridiculously good looking. And actually, Kimberly and then Kat were both really good looking. Tommy was awesome. Just the whole original cast just had a really great balance. So I would say for Power Rangers, I would go Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, Power Rangers Zeo. I thought those were really good series. And then Power Rangers Dino Thunder. Those would be my 3 favorite Power Rangers series that I spent a lot of time watching. And then after that, I really just I like a lot of the Super Sentai stuff. I love anime fighting games, and their style is the best. Agreed. I'm going to hit the lights. We're going to play some Real Bout Special Dominated Mind. Round 1. Fight. So, guys, Geese is dead, and Billy Kane's been brainwashed from the main character of Clockwork Orange, so that's good. Noel said Scorpina was hot. She is hot. Did I say Scorpina instead of Kimberly? Because they're both hot. Scorpina, Kat, and Kimberly are all, on a scale of 1 to 10, 37. I love Nightmare Geese. Dude, my son loves Geese. He is just, he loves the Geese from Art of Fighting with the long hair. You should be Geese with the halo. Although my son likes Krauser too. You were good. You fought well. Let's be Halo Geese. He's looking over his son, Rock Howard. White, yes. White is the villain in this game. I'm actually blanking on the character's name from Clockwork Orange that White is based on. Diabo. That's what my son always says, because he... Whatever Geese is saying in Art of Fighting 2, it sounds like Diabo. I'm actually not very good with Geese, so... And I'm actually... out of, like, I'm not used to the Fatal Fury button layout here. Alex. Wait, hang on. Yes, that is right. That is the name of the guy in Clockwork Orange. Random number. Yeah, let's go with 37. No, it's above 10. It's like that far above 10. Come on. Noel, which video game company is the best, Capcom or SNK? Capcom, I think, is better than SNK, but it's close, man. Like, Capcom's games are easier to play, and I think that their layout of their games is often more, at least for their 2D fighting games, it's more exciting, but SNK's games are so beautifully well crafted, and... their commercials are amazing, and the attention to detail is ridiculous, and the gameplay is also very smooth, and a lot of the time SNK can be more original than Capcom, even though Capcom really set the mold with Street Fighter. So it's very close, but I would give it to Capcom just because really Street Fighter Alpha 3 and Marvel vs. Capcom, I'd have to say, are my favorite video games. And I think that the anime styles that Capcom use are more artistically engaging than SNK's, but again, it's very close. Like Street Fighter 3 games, like those games are so beautiful. And I don't know, it's like SNK doesn't have games that look like that, but again, like you gotta respect the Neo Geo hardware for being able to push itself to such insane heights in terms of 2D graphics. I mean, it's like you never play a bad Neo Geo fighting game. Like, even the ones that are seemingly a little mediocre are still amazing, so... So, I don't know, man. I say Capcom, but it's a tough one, man. Like, I have a lot of love for SNK. And a lot of love for that pose right there. There you go. That is right up there with Scorpina and Kimberly and Kat. I actually put the actress for Kat, the second Pink Power Ranger, as my Woman Crush Wednesday one time. This before I was married. She actually responded with a thank you. I just tagged her in it. Like, I didn't even like post it to her wall or anything. She's like, "Thank you, Noel." I was like, "Oh my lord." 37 is a random number. 63,000. Yeah, okay, I'll give it a 63. I feel KOF 98 and Mark of the Wolves and Super Street Fighter 2 are Samurai Showdown 2. Okay, are their best games. I don't disagree with that. But I don't know, man. There's a lot of other SNK games that I really like Art of Fighting 3. I know that's a weird choice, but I really like Art of Fighting 3. I like Fatal Fury 3. I love this game. Your King of Fighters 98 is a great game. King of Fighters 2002 is really, really good as well. Man, this made me want to play King of Fighters 2002, actually. Yeah, dude, but I don't disagree with that selection. Mark of the Wolves is a beautiful game as well. It's like, as I've watched more and more JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, I feel like I'm seeing a lot of where a lot of fighting game tropes come from. Like, Rock Howard has got to be based on Giorno Giovanna, the son of the evil, antagonist who's actually good, but has some of the traits. I hate the look of... Oh, dude, I love the look of Art of Fighting 3. That is one of the main reasons I like it. What's the difference between Super Sentai and Tokusatsu? I'm not sure. Is Tokusatsu... Like, is Super Sentai just like a series? And Tokusatsu like a genre of those like Japanese... you know, like Power Ranger type shows, as we would call them here in the West. I know Super Sentai is the Power Ranger series. And like Tokusatsu, like there's a network called Shotsu, like Shoutsu, that's all Power Rangers and Ultraman and Kamen Rider. That's on Pluto TV. That's a great channel. Super Sentai is a Tokusatsu. Okay, gotcha. Sorry if my gameplay with Geese is a little crude here. I don't normally play as him. He's a powerhouse, though. Tokusatsu is just live-action costume stuff. Gotcha. Kamen Rider, Sentai. Awesome. Yeah, Kamen Rider Wizard. I don't know if you guys have ever checked that out. That's a great series. I like the second rider in that series better than the main character. His nickname was Mayonnaise, and he had a lion costume. Very good stuff. You know the lion Kamen Rider named Mayonnaise? He was really cool. Should have put Nightmare Geese in CV. Yes, I agree. Well, Geese was the boss in the first Capcom vs. SNK, so they probably just, you know, I don't know. Yeah, I agree. There's no way around it. They should have done that. Freaking Tiger. Joe, stop spamming. That's my job here. Oh, man! King of Fighters and Metal Slug are the greatest Neo Geo SNK games. Those are some good games. I have not played a ton of Metal Slug. Whenever I play it, I like it a lot. But I've played all the King of Fighters. Yeah, I've never played a bad King of Fighters. I thought Ash was a really weird protagonist. I didn't really like him as a protagonist, but I still liked the games that Ash was in. King of Fighters 13 is probably the best in the series, just in terms of... I don't know, I take that back, but it's really way up there, man. It's like, that is a beautiful game that is super complete on several levels. Something Last Blade. Last Blade is great. I love the Last Blade. Last Blade has got that is a game that every once in a while you'll see visuals that it's like, how the hell is the Neo Geo doing this? And Last Blade is one of those games. But I mean, not to fight here, but I really do like the art style of Art of Fighting 3. Like, it seems like Capcom was really innovative with that really, really high quality anime art style for Street Fighter Alpha. And then, with games like Real Bout and Art of Fighting 3, the Neo Geo was really seeing how far it could, even Waku Waku 7 too. That's another great Neo Geo game that really pushes the anime style. And it's just really interesting to see what the Neo Geo can do with that visual style. Tongue looking like Roshi, absolutely. Who here has ever played Savage Rain or Foon Ken? There's a character in that game that is literally Master Roshi with Terry Bogart's hat. And it is Terry Bogart's hat. They even say it in the game. Tokyo or Osaka? Tokyo, just because that's where a lot of my favorite music shows are from. And also, you know, there's a lot of interesting. I don't know. If I was to go to a place in Japan, I'd want to go to Tokyo, just because that's the most iconic place with you know, crazy metropolitan, you know, look and feel, and then all the, you know, like Akihabara and all the other, you know, places that an anime nerd would want to go to. Yamazaki, psycho guy. Are you worried about that huge hot button issue going on in the news? Wait, Corona or Minnesota? Totally, Waku Waku 7's awesome. I'm not worried about it personally. If we're talking about Minnesota, I think that the people who did that crime initially, the cops, need to be kicked off the police force and thrown in jail and given the full extent of the law. And as far as the rioters go, I think they're stupid, and personally, because I don't think they're actually doing anything than enforcing the you know, stereotypes against black people that, you know, are sadly responsible for, like, racist institutionalization would say, like, oh, you've got to be rough with black people because they're just violent, you know, which is, I think, racist and incorrect. But when you have, like, race riots going on that are not having anything to do directly with the crime, that is sadly, you know, giving people an excuse to be racist and critical and take the attention away from the crime that happened in the first place. So that's my take on that. And as far as thank you, True Sinister, Hong Kong or New York? I love New York City, but Hong Kong, I don't know, it'd be a cool place to visit. I'd say New York, but it's close. As far as the coronavirus goes, that hot button issue, just wear a mask. just wear the mask, you know? If you gotta, I mean, you can keep your distance. Just follow the rules. Like, just live your life and follow the rules. That's all. That's just, you know. And I think the government needs to do everything it can to help people get through the situation who are in economic need. Billy. There we go. Totally forgot about Waku Waku 7. I'm a huge Minnesota Vikings fan. So I'm, you know, Minnesota just always grabs my attention, which is funny because I'm from upstate New York. My high school principal, who I'm really good friends with, and is the best teacher I ever had, and I would say he's my favorite teacher of all time, is a huge Green Bay Packers fan, and we kind of tease each other because I think Green Bay and Minnesota, despite it all, have a good-natured rivalry, whereas, you know, Minnesota and New Orleans for football rivalry, it's not good. Like, I hate the Saints. White. Really cool bad guy here. Favorite Billy is Geese's property. Not anymore. He's the property of this creepy doll man now. I literally bought this game after seeing White because I was like, wow, Clockwork Orange and Fatal Fury, I'm buying this game. Favorite city in America and why? Oh, man. Boston. I love going to Boston. If I could just have a dream job, I would just... Well, I would be drawing manga. But if I could just have, like, any kind of, like, just chill job, you know, it would be being a bartender at Cheers in Boston. Because I love Cheers. I love the TV show. I went there in the blizzard of 2016. Not 2016. It would have been 2015. 2015 would have been the blizzard. And it was just one of the coolest things I've ever done in my life. Going to Cheers, talking to Noam Chomsky, because the blizzard was there, the city was just very chill. You know, there wasn't a lot of people. It was like a small town, but with big city goodness. Come on, you punk! Ah, come on, dude. There we go. White won't know how to respond. Spam Rupoken. Oh, cool. Respond Replican. Interesting. Hey! Good for you, Sinister. You, my friend, are a scholar and a gentleman. Thank you for that, true Sinister. Wait, what? Darn it! Damn it, man! I looked away from the screen. I forgot that suicide attack. Son of a bitch! I was so relieved about beating the game, and I forgot he has that suicide attack at the last second. So I went to go look at what was happening on the. Being a bartender in Boston would be cool. Gonna get that tip money. Actually, the only off thing about my experience at Cheers was that the waitress. We were there for a long time. We actually had like drinks, a gift shop, and then appetizer, and it was like being on the TV show. It was great. But the waitress at the end was like, she's like, well, you know, we work on tips here. Like, I didn't give her enough of a tip. I was like, what? Dude, I can't believe that his kamikaze attack took out all of my health. But Sinister, I did not know that if you could just spam Repuken, he won't know what to do. There you go. Come on. Love this color swap. It's really badass. Look, he had a good run as the King of Southtown. Terry's buddy is gonna fly back on his airplane. And all the lovable Fatal Fury gang will... You did it right that time. Yeah, that's right. I forgot he had that thing in his cane that shot a kamikaze attack at you. Well, it's not a kamikaze attack because he didn't die. It's more like a desperation attack. Yeah, it's been a while since I played this game. It's a great game. I love this game. It comes with a fan disc with like fan art and stuff. It's funny because Terry hates geese. Well, Geese did kill his dad, so. But he did try to save Geese and ended up raising his son, so that's cool. Finn. Yeah, quality game here. Good stuff. I think it's I think we should play some Marvel vs. Capcom 2 New Age of Heroes. I've not been to Tokyo, so I can't compare Boston and Tokyo, but if I was who was playing the Blue Mary music? I forgot about that. It was I dropped my camera stand there. Boston or Tokyo? I can't say because I've never been to Tokyo, but I like Japanese culture so much that I'm tempted to say Tokyo. But I had such a good time in Boston, I don't know. More of a sneaky bitch attack. It's true. Adoptive dad, yes. Yeah, no. Terry and Rock have a cool relationship. I actually I've not ever been to Los Angeles. I would love to go to Los Angeles. I think... Oh man, I didn't realize it had a vocal closing credits song. That's great. My best friend's brother lives in LA, and so I'd like to. I kind of have an in there, so I could potentially find a way to go visit. But yeah, I'd love to go to LA. That'd be cool. All right, let me try to find some Marvel vs. Capcom 2. Why don't we? We'll actually play that on the 4K. I've actually got that on the Xbox 360. So we'll play it. We'll mix up our monitor choices here. But actually, I'm really liking listening to this this Blue Mary vocal song here. All right, how am I gonna do this here? We'll pick up our PS2 controller, put it on our Xbox One. We should also probably, might not be a bad idea to play some Darkstalkers. Alright. I've got this mess of controllers here. I don't even know what I'm holding anymore. This is like a hoary PS4 controller. Haha, not during Rona. Says yeah, I'm not going anywhere during the Rona. I am Italian, and luckily I don't think any of my family was directly affected by the virus there, but I take it seriously because of what happened in Italy. You should come over to San Diego. I'll show you around. I would love to go to San Diego. I think a 4-button, no-line system Fatal Fury would have been ideal. I agree. I don't... I can kind of, like, Fatal Fury, like, I don't know if you're talking about, like, the background-foreground thing that Fatal Fury can do. I can kind of take or leave that. But, yeah, the 4-button Fatal Fury system, I'm totally down with that. Okay, let's get our camera set up here. Oh, that's a cool... Game over. I actually had a really cool shot of the Nightmare Geese. So, third line. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm cool with anything. I'm a pretty straightforward person, so I'm okay with just the one plane, but it's all good. I was playing Savage Rain the other day. Those line dodges can be annoying. Yeah, Do my parents speak Italian? Yes, my mom speaks fluent Italian. She lived in Italy for 12 years, so she can speak Italian fluently. Yeah, I agree. It's more straightforward just to do the single plane, but I mean, whatever. It's all good. Okay, we're going to get the camera on those line dodge. Yeah, okay. Sorry, I'm kind of rambling here. I'm trying to swap a cord. No, Xbox 360 is connected. We'll turn that on. We'll turn our TV on. We will turn our PS2 off. That really did a good job. As an Italian, do you hate Olive Garden? Yes. Yes, I do. That is not my people. You know what? This is my problem with Olive Garden, okay? It's more the fact that it's just like they exploit Tuscany, and I think Tuscany, like, I've never been there. My family who lives in Italy, nobody has anything that great to say about Tuscany. It's just this place that white yuppie women fantasize about, and people will say, like, oh, Tuscany, it's so romantic. And it's like, dude, like, I don't know. Pizza Hut was selling macaroni and cheese and calling it Tuscan pasta. So, I mean, take that for whatever it's worth, okay? So, yes, I'm not a fan. I don't like The Godfather, I don't like mafia movies, and I don't like the Olive Garden. So, there's that. The only mafia movie I like is Crying Freeman, which is an anime. Alright, I'm going to pull up a chair. Here's my Xbox avatar. As a Mexican, I really hate Taco Bell. You know what I like at Taco Bell, Diego? Doritos. I have a weakness for Doritos, and if they put Doritos on a taco, I will happily eat it. But I feel your pain. There's Garo. Look, it's the Mega Man right there. Marvel vs. Capcom 2, where are you? Did I skip it? There it is. Because it's not on the store anymore. They took the box off here. Why is my... There we go. Try to center this camera a bit. I hate chalupas. I love Taco Bell. Especially with potato in here. Wait, what? What about potato? Oh, yeah, the Doritos with the potatoes. Yeah, like mash them up. Yeah, I mean, you know, if you want to eat at Olive Garden, I don't care. Like, you know, it's all good. It's all good in the hood. Let's try to get this framed up a little bit here. I actually prefer this game on the Dreamcast because I don't like how they changed the opening on this. But part of me also just feels like playing it on the 4K TV, so... and I know this shows up better. Speaking of Guilty Gear, I'm mad. Sam... Whoa, that was going to be a thing and it got canceled? I didn't know that they were going to do a Sammy vs. Capcom game. I don't know. I've never played the PS2 version of this game. I've got the Dreamcast version. I got the Dreamcast version with my Dreamcast. That was my first Dreamcast game, and it's got a lot of great things about it, but I'm not a fan of the music, and you know, I get what they're doing. It's not bad. I get what they're doing. I like the other games' presentations better, but this is an amazing game. Sammy buying Sega and other things stopped it. Interesting. Well, then do freaking Sega Sammy versus Capcom. That'd be even better. Sonic versus Mega Man. You know how awesome that would be in a 2D fighter? We're gonna do... Bone Claw's Wolverine takes too much damage. There's a huge fight over Guilty Gear between Arc Systems and Sammy. Interesting. I did not know that. So Sammy lost Guilty Gear and Arc Systems got it? Because I didn't actually... I mean, I'm so out of the loop. I didn't even realize that Arc Systems and Sammy were separate. I just figured that Arc Systems was like a branch of Sammy or something. I mean, as much as I say, like, I don't like the music, like, I mean, I like playing this game, and I'm into the I'm into the levels and things. I'm into the gameplay experience. I'm just saying, compared to a game like Marvel Super vs. Street Fighter, the presentation on this game is not as good, although it is very good in its own way. Birdie! Yes, boss. Arc System Works started using... Oh, I see. I don't like the music either. Yes. Yes, same. We all like the game and don't like the music. Interesting. Well, I gotta read up on all that Sega Sammy politics there. I was looking at what the screen had, and Sabretooth got knocked out. This is how Magneto is supposed to look, not that Ian McClellan stuff there. This game looks great on a big screen TV. I'm supreme. By the way, Sega didn't want to sell to Sammy, by the way. Interesting. So I just thought those two companies merged. I didn't realize that Sammy just straight up bought Sega. I think Sega has actually gotten its act. It was a hostile takeover. Interesting. It happened out of financial desperation. That is dude. Yeah, and that's really cool. I gotta look into this more. I gotta see if there's like YouTube videos about this, or just pick your brain about it more. Honestly, dude, I think Sega. I think what they're doing now with the Mega Drive and Genesis Mini is great. I think that Sonic Mania was a great game. I think they've got some great intellectual properties. I think it's awesome that Streets of Rage 4 got re-released, or got released, I should say. But I think ever since Sega stopped making hardware, they were never as good. Because when Sega was making hardware, they had that Nintendo-esque, like, you know, everything that we do has to be of extreme quality. And once they switched to software, it was not the same. And I'm not doing well here. At all. That was terrible. That was also terrible. I wonder what Sega's next upcoming announcement will be. I don't know, man. The new Sonic movie was great, though. I'm hoping it's a new 2D Sonic game, because Sega needs to stick with 2D Sonic. I'm not saying I hate 3D Sonic or anything like that. I'm just saying that Sonic works best, in my opinion, in 2D, and not with the camera like panned way the hell out. You want Hayato from Star Gladiator? Yeah, we can tag him. Sega is a hardware developer. The Japanese versus American divisions. Yeah, I agree. No, the poor communication between the Japanese and the American branches. I don't think it was like always antagonistic, but there were like horrible episodes of just, you know, either rivalry or miscommunication, or just not understanding the marketing of each other's cultures, you know, so. But when they were working together, they worked together well, you know, like Sega, you know, Yuji Naka made Sonic, 2 and 3 when he was in America, so. I mean, he brought his Japanese team with him, but. Did you ever look into the conspiracy theory that WWE destroyed WCW from the inside? Yes, and I think it's probably true. The more I look into Sega, the more it looks like sabotage. Interesting. I think that Time Warner did not want WCW wrestling on their television, and I think Vince McMahon had an in Time Warner. And so I think they just sold they sold WCW to him for like nothing and just dumped it. That's my speculation on the situation. And they screwed Bischoff, you know, because Bischoff was, you know, going to buy WCW. He was going to end up keeping it going, and then they were going to have it on their TV. They didn't want it. Vince McMahon knew someone there, and you know, if you watch Eric Bischoff's podcast, he kind of goes into that a little bit. We want to eat your brain. Okay, so there's 4 original characters in this game. I hated how Time Warner Group ruined and wasted their great cartoon properties. Yeah, dude, that Time Warner merger destroyed just all of the Turner Empire. When Ted Turner was in control, the Turner products had a very distinct identity, right? It was Ted Turner stuff. He liked baseball, he liked Gilligan's Island, he liked wrestling, and he liked action movies. And that was what he had on there. You know, that was his stuff. He liked environmentalism. He had Captain Planet, you know? like, so, yeah. So, once he lost control, the network just turned his networks just became corporate shells of their former selves, and everything went in the toilet. So that said, I don't know if any of you guys are watching AEW, but it is great. It takes you right back to the WCW days, and I mean that in a good way. I never really disliked WCW, even when everyone says it was terrible. I watched WCW right up until the end, and I always thought WWF just kind of went for cheap ratings. I mean, not to say that some of the stuff they did wasn't great, because it was, but at the same time, I think that the whole Jerry Springer thing was not great either. I mean, yeah, like sexy girls and, you know, writing that kind of plays to the smart fans and things is fun, but that's not a replacement. Shock value is not a replacement for quality. The Young Bucks. I like the Young Bucks. Yes, yeah. Yes, FTR versus the Young Bucks. That's going to be good. Dude, that Tyson Jericho segment at the end of AEW last night was fantastic. I was like a little girl, man. I love Mike Tyson. Like I like to practice his style of fighting. I thought he was my favorite boxer growing up and still is, you know. So I'm a big Mike Tyson fan, and I loved that segment where Tyson and Jericho started fighting, and yeah, it's good stuff, man. I really hope Sting goes to AEW. Noel, I have a stupid fantasy booking idea. Let's hear it. There's no such thing as a stupid fantasy booking idea. I would like to see a demon-possessed Larry Zbyszko fight Hulk Hogan. That's my fantasy booking idea. I want Larry Zbyszko wearing a cape and floating off the ground, fighting Hulk Hogan, because he came into contact with an evil magical eagle's head on their North American tour, and he's turned into a crazed supervillain, and only Hulk Hogan can stop him. That is my fantasy booking idea. Imagine if the Bucks beat FTR immediately and got attacked by Anderson. That's not a stupid idea. That's not a stupid fantasy booking idea. That's a good fantasy booking idea. Anderson and Gallows need to get into AEW, because WWE, let him go. They weren't using him right. And the Bullet Club runs AEW. So get Anderson and Gallows there ASAP. And if you can get AJ there, all the better. I have not watched WWE television. Like, I can't remember the last time I watched Monday Night Raw. I can't do it, man. Like, I mean, if there's people out there that like WWE, that's cool. I respect the good parts about pro wrestling, including WWE, but I get so annoyed watching WWE because the product is so stale and predictable, and there's no one there that I want to be, or there's no one there that I identify with, like, it's just not a good product, man. It's like hyper produced and stale. And like, I like formula. But it's not fun formula. I have 2 hours of WWE stacked on my DVR I'll never watch. Yeah, I used to like every Monday night I would have Raw on after. It was Nitro. When Nitro was on, I had Nitro on. But I like TNA Impact a lot more than WWE. I do as well. I have not seen much of TNA Impact since they moved to increasingly obscure cable channels. But I have Pluto TV, and Pluto TV runs Impact reruns from the glory days, so to speak, and I really enjoy watching it. So, I loved Impact when Hulk Hogan was there. Like, I don't really get the hate that time period gets personally. And I like the Asylum stuff. I mean, I liked TNA all the way up until I couldn't watch it anymore. I think once they got rid of Billy Corgan, though, that was pretty much the end of them for real quality. Because Billy Corgan, he had like Broken Matt Hardy, he had Miracle Mike Bennett, so he had a lot of really creative, cool stuff. And then once he left, it was just not as good. Well, I mean, once Hogan left, that really was a huge blow. Because when Hogan was there, they had straight up the best roster on the planet. I saw Nitro and MGM Grand nights after Tyson Holyfield incident, and Henning came in. You, my friend, are a lucky, lucky person. That is awesome. Awesome, 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 awesome. I really think a good idea. I mean, I'm a huge Mike Tyson fan. I don't like Evander Holyfield. But what WCW should have done when WWF got Mike Tyson to be involved in the DX versus Stone Cold story at WrestleMania, they should have had Evander Holyfield ref the Hogan Sting match. And then you could have had Holyfield try to join the NWO, and then Bret Hart come and get involved in the match, get involved with Holyfield or something. If they wanted to do a follow-up match and involve Bret Hart or something, they could have done that. They could have done something exciting like that. But I don't know. It just seemed like by the time 1997 rolled around, WCW was by far the best wrestling on the planet. But in late 97, if you start listening to Eric Bischoff's podcast, he'll start talking about how the corporate politics were distracting him from creative, and you can really see it because the ending of that match was odd. The Hogan Sting match. It wasn't terrible, but they clearly screwed up the count. There was better ideas of things they could have done with Bret Hart. So I just think if WCW had booked Bret Hart properly, and made a couple different creative moves, WWF would have just probably gotten turned into a regional northeast wrestling company. Hogan and Eric Bischoff were the best thing in TNA Impact. I agree. Yes, that Billy Corgan. WWF exposing me to ECW made me fall in love with ECW instantly. Yeah, ECW is cool. I actually have I'll show you once we finish playing this game. I have an ECW VHS tape autographed by Rob Van Dam. I got to meet Rob Van Dam. He was super, super, super cool. I drew a picture of him. I drew a poster for him. So Rob Van Dam performed at an indie show in Binghamton, New York. And he was just cool as hell, man. And he signed my DVD. He signed my VHS tape. And he signed my poster. And then we took a picture together. And he was just super cool guy. Just he's by far my favorite ECW guy. He's in TNA now. He's got some crazy good looking freak wife. But I don't even know where to watch new episodes of TNA. And in all honesty, whenever I turn it on, it's sad. There's literally no one there. And it's not the quarantine. No one's there. And no one was there before the quarantine. But I'm a huge AEW fan, and I really would like AEW, Ring of Honor, and Impact to basically all work together. Because I think the product that they could put out would be just far and above anything WWF is. I mean, AEW I think is far and above anything WWF is putting out right now. I just don't understand how people can watch WWF. Impact is dead. It's pretty dead. It exists. I mean, they're still functioning as a company, but in terms of being any kind of force in the wrestling industry, it's not good, man. It's bad. Yeah, I mean, it's to the point almost where it's just I just wish Impact would let itself get absorbed into AEW. Here comes Abyss. Alright, now I always forget the trick to beating him. Go down, there we go. Imagine Brock Lesnar as Eddie Brock and Chris Ben as Wolverine. Agreed. Yes. Brock Lesnar needs to be Eddie Brock. Oh, I forgot in the Xbox version that fight kind of freezes. I don't have any freaking projectile dudes. Ah, man, we're gonna win. Birdie! Okay. Now, you needed the boss. This boss pisses me off. Yes. You needed cable. Yes, I do need cable. I might be able to win though. I can't believe that the Xbox version of this game, like, is slower loading than the Dreamcast version. Come on, come on, come on. Where are you? Birdie! Thanks, Birdie. Yeah, we beat the game. I love Birdie. Let's get out of here. The Xbox is Dreamcast 2. Kind of. Yep, Dreamcast fast, Dreamcast good. I semi buy the argument that the Xbox is the Dreamcast 2, mainly because Sega put a lot of the Dreamcast exclusives on the Xbox, but I would, if I was Microsoft, I would have literally made Xbox compatible with Dreamcast. Then I would buy that argument 100%. Nice pencil drawings here. Alright, so let me see. Like, the original characters in this game are Ruby Heart, Abyss, Amingo, and there's a fourth one. Who's the fourth original character in this game? I can't think of the fourth original character. So, man, I don't know, man. Like, this is well executed, but it's just not nice non-ending. Yeah, agreed. Jim Cornette is better than Vince McMahon. Jim Cornette is both Jim Cornette and Vince McMahon are insane. they're just crazy old men. Vince McMahon is just an egomaniac and a weirdo, but he really pours his entire life into the wrestling business. And Jim Cornette is, I think, a very smart old school wrestling promoter with an insane temper. Like, if you watch Jim Cornette shoot interviews and he starts talking about Vince Russo, I mean, it's like, you think he's going to have a stroke. Vince has lost it. Yeah, he has. I don't know if Vince ever had it. I don't know. You hear weird stories about Vince. How would the VMU stuff work if the Dreamcast games could be compatible on Xbox? That's a good question, but in all honesty, like, how many of the games actually use the VMU though? Like, not a ton. I mean, the VMU a lot of the time acted as just kind of a cool thing for your controller. So, I don't know, man. I think a lot of the Dreamcast games would have worked on Xbox. I have great respect for the NWA title. Agreed. The only music that I like in Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is the credits. I think I also agree with that. The credits music is very relaxing. I could kind of go to sleep, but that's supposed to be relaxing. Having a like really intense one-on-one battle is, not supposed to have this weird saxophone, smooth listening stuff. I don't know. But to each their own. Part of me's tempted, since we've got the Xbox already going, to play some King of Fighters 2002. But then on these things, I'm always wanting to play Mortal Kombat. Sega Dreamcast is CD-ROM and Xbox is DVD, I'm pretty sure. Dreamcast compatible with the Neo Geo Pocket Color. That's true. Neo Geo Pocket, they did have compatibility with each other. Um, I actually have a Neo Geo Pocket Color. Um, where is it? Right here. No, that's not it. It's right here. So, if I could find a way to get my camera to be able to film this properly, or find a way to get a video out on this, I would love to do a review and let's play of SNK versus Capcom Match of the Millennium on this. It's a really good game. Did not have a Game Boy Color. I had both, and this is better. Yeah, this is a great system. I still play this, and the fact that it has the clicky switches in the D-pad are great. The one thing that kind of is odd is how they weren't able to get the micro switches in the Neo Geo Mini here, the mini arcade cabinet, which is really good. But it would be nice if it had the micro switches. Oh yeah, I don't know my stuff. Just remember burning CD-ROM to play games. Yeah, Dreamcast. There's a, however the internals of it work. It's easy to burn CDs to it. You don't even really need any modding or anything. So, let's play some. You know what I think we're gonna do? We're gonna play some of the arcade version of the original Mortal Kombat, and we're also gonna play some King of Fighters 2002. So, but I want to play some Mortal Kombat first. So I'm actually going to swap the HDMI cord out of my Xbox. It's a very long HDMI cord. It's right here. And I'm going to plug it into my PS3. I probably should, I don't know, get another HDMI cord for the PS3, but whatever, this works. I basically have the Xbox One, the Xbox 360, and the PS3 all sharing a single HDMI cord. That's how I used to play my Dreamcast games. I had a whole collection. Yeah, dude. I mean, I'm not opposed to burning games or anything like that. I mean, if someone has a game and the technology is there to share it, I mean, go ahead and share it. I mean, I think people should support developers as well, but I don't think that there's anything immoral with burning games or anything like that. Okay. PS3. Actually, we got some nice Neo Geo games right here. I miss renting video games. I actually live in a town that still has a video game store. Not a video game store. It's a video rental store that has video games. Virtua Fighter 2, Street Fighter 3 Third Strike. We could play some Third Strike. But no, we're playing Mortal Kombat. I do not like the fact that version of Third Strike took out the cool original opening song. But I agree, renting video games, excuse me for yawning, is very, very, very cool. Family Video, yes, you know what I'm talking about. Family Video is the name of that store, and that video store was also featured on the newest season of Stranger Things. And it was like, oh, look at this throwback video store. It's like, that still exists in my town. And that's why my town is awesome. I'm going to hit the lights and we'll play some arcade Mortal Kombat. Oh! I am not a huge fan of the newer Mortal Kombat. I'm not like against them or anything like that, but to me the main thing I liked about Mortal Kombat was the digitized graphics. I always thought the gameplay was very jerky, but I mean, it's still cool. But the digitized graphics and the characters were what was great about Mortal Kombat. I remember putting in the blood code when I was 6. ABACABB. Wow, remember Blockbuster, Game Crazy, Hollywood Video? All were in our town, now they're all gone. I know, it sucks. Get over here. There's some great Mortal Kombat videos on YouTube where, I think his name is Tabmock99. He's got some great stuff. There's some great interviews with Daniel Pesina and the original cast of the old school Mortal Kombats, Ed Boon. So, like, you know, these Mortal Kombats have some, you know, really cool backstory videos on YouTube. Where's my block? Where's my block? Can't do my block up. You know that RoboCop is in the new Mortal Kombat game. That is increasingly making me want to play the new Mortal Kombat game. I heard that they're having Ronda Rousey be the voice of Sonya, but they should just have Ronda Rousey be the voice and model of Sonya. I wish they would just do this kind of graphics again, though. I always like Scorpion, you know, he's a good guy. Like, look, yes, he died and is a lost soul bent on revenge. But he's, you know, he's good deep down. You know what else is great about this game? Is the soundtrack. Not just the arcade soundtrack, which is good, or the Genesis soundtrack, which is even better, but there's actually a kind of like a 90s dance CD, which is fantastic. I love Shang Tsung gliding across the screen. Yes, all that, yes. Do you watch Italian movies? Not a lot. The B movies that I can catch that are Italian, I always like. You know what's a good Italian movie? I believe the original Inglourious Bastards. That's a really good movie. And I believe it's an Italian movie. It's an Italian B movie from the 70s. Sonya does also borrow from... Oh, that's good. They should just do it 100%. And starring Ronda Rousey as Sonya Blade. And Jean-Claude Van Damme is Johnny Cage. Like, just do that. Let's just, like, just straight up get some real celebrity actors here. Alright, block up. Block up. I'm hitting it! Alright, let's see if I can do this on here. There we go. I have Mortal Kombat 2 on the Sega 32X. I think that is my favorite version of that game, including the arcade. The arcade version of Mortal Kombat 2 is ridiculously cheap. I want to say I've beaten it, but it wasn't fun. I actually think this is an early version of the arcade ROM. I don't think you can get to Reptile in this version of the game. I mean, you definitely can't because I've been hit. You gotta be double flawless and a fatality here, but... Darn it. There's supposed to be a behind... There's supposed to be an HD remake of this, but I heard that. I heard there was supposed to be an HD remake of the digitized Mortal Kombat that got canceled. I wonder what the deal was. You know, I don't know, like... This game was produced on a very low budget. So, I mean, it couldn't have been, like, that costly to make. The soundtrack to the Sega Genesis version of Mortal Kombat is better than this game, than the arcade version, but obviously the graphics on this are, you know, the best. Oh man, I'm gonna uppercut it to the bottom of the pit. Yarg! Video game politics are kind of depressing. Yes, they are. But that doesn't mean I don't want to hear about them, because I find it interesting. We're gonna be Johnny Cage. Dude, you want to hear some depressing video game politics stories. I don't know if you ever like watch any history on Sonic Extreme, but that is some interesting stuff. He says that Senzo Tanaka is his Shidoshi. What's the difference if Bruce Springsteen is a Shidoshi? I somehow am drawn to the nostalgic look of the Genesis MK. Yeah, I agree. I think the Genesis Mortal Kombat 1 is the best one. I think the graphics on this are still really like amazing. But I think as a total game, I think the Genesis version is the best. Alright, 1, 2, 3. There we go. Johnny Cage wins. Fatality. You know what really is depressing is you had all these congressmen who were like totally fine funding war, throwing a hissy fit over Mortal Kombat for its like Johnny Cage cartoonishly uppercutting somebody's head off. You know, yes, I'll funnel weapons to this terrorist group here, but I am not gonna have this character blow fire on this other character and turn them into a skeleton. You know? Uppercut. One, two, three. SNES Street Fighter 2 looks like the arcade until you see the arcade version next to it. Yeah, it's true. Van Damme would be the perfect Johnny Cage. Yeah, I agree 1,000,000,000%. I've heard that Van Damme was, supposed to be in some way originally connected to this project, and it didn't work out, so they made Johnny Cage as kind of like a parody tribute to Van Damme. Johnny Cage wins. I mean, he's wearing the Bloodsport shorts, and Bloodsport is my favorite movie of all time. I'm fighting this dagger-throwing Mexican Terminator here. I'm not going to make it in time. Johnny Cage wins. Imagine Mortal Kombat the movie, the game. Street Fighter the movie, the game is one of my favorite things. Time up. Darn it. Street Fighter the movie, the game is actually a game I really, really like. What about Kickboxer? I love that game. Am I using a third-party application to stream? No, I am. Oh, yes, I am. I am using something called Prism. And I'm messing up on this fight because I was trying to like play the game while looking at the phone. That didn't work at all. I had Street Fighter the movie, the game on Saturn. I also have Street Fighter the movie, the game on Saturn, and I love it. It's one of my favorite Saturn games. That, I think, is easily the most underrated fighting game ever. I don't understand why people don't like that game. Mortal Kombat the movie, the game would be really funny because it's already digitized graphics, you know. It would just be like different. It would just be like different costumes and different music, which would be cool. I mean, I'd be down for that. But it wouldn't be as good as this version. But it would be fun. Dagger throwing Mexican Terminator. It's true. That's what he is. Live to Hustle. Welcome. We are playing Mortal Kombat 1 on the PlayStation 3. We recently, what did we just beat before this? We played Marvel vs. Capcom 2, The New Age of Heroes on the Xbox 360. Then before that, we played Fatal Fury, The Dominated Mind on the original PlayStation. And then before that, we played some Marvel Superheroes vs. Street Fighter on the Sega Saturn. So welcome to the party. We've just been having all kinds of fun chatting and gameplay action. I'm a little bit loopy just because it's been a bit of a long day, and before I did this live stream, I actually was filming a video for my students on the Louisiana Purchase. Did you ever see Tekken the movie? I did not like it, and I know the guy who played Shang Tsung also played Heihachi. Yep, Kano is known as a extortionist. Yes. Yes, I thought that his role as Heihachi was good casting, but I did not like the live-action Tekken movie. I thought it was weird. Me saying I don't like it doesn't mean that I, wouldn't ever watch it, but I thought it was a not great adaptation of Tekken. I thought it looked cool. There we go. You know what bothers me? I've not seen the Dead or Alive movie, but I've heard that Kevin Nash plays Bass and not Hulk Hogan. Like, Hulk Hogan makes B movies, and Bass is supposed to be Hulk Hogan. How did they not get Hulk Hogan and Brooke Hogan to play Tina and Bass? They are literally the real-life versions of those characters. Instead they got, but Kevin Nash and Jamie Presley. That makes no sense. I mean, it's better than nothing, but, what's not better than nothing is that this Daniel Pacina in a yellow ninja costume is going to beat this Daniel Pacina in a Bloodsport costume. Speaking of brightly colored ninjas, has anyone on here ever seen a Godfrey Ho ninja movie? Because they're amazing. It's literally ninjas that look like Scorpion and Sub-Zero, except they're wearing more insane colors and have headbands that say ninja on them, be spliced into discarded Hong Kong movies that are redubbed and turned into ninja movies. It's fantastic, and you need to type in that as soon as you leave this. Don't leave now to check it out, but after this live stream, check out Godfrey Ho Ninja Movies. You'll be glad you did. Ah! Kevin Nash was Punisher. Terminator 2, he was in Longest Yard. Kazuya Mishima is the Vegeta of Tekken. Agreed. When the going gets tough, the tough gets turned into Liu Kang and starts spamming fireballs here. I was never really that into the Mortal Kombat USA cartoon. I mean, it was okay. There we go. I don't know what the weather's like where you guys are, but it is hot and muggy here in Portland. I like the first Mortal Kombat in large part because the look and feel of it is less gloomy than its successors. Feels more like an 80s action movie. And the moves, I think, are easier to pull off. That said, a lot of people like Mortal Kombat 2 the best. I don't know. Let's teach their own. Dude, will you lose, please? Ah, these endurance matches. There we go. Can I do this? There it is. USA Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Sonic, Mario, Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, JJ. Yeah, this is a killer lineup. In every fighting game, there's a character based on Bruce Lee. Yes. Well, he is one of the all-time greats. Come on. I thought Christopher Lambert playing Raiden in the movie was okay. But honestly, I think the actors in this game are... I mean, they are the characters, you know? Yeah, I mean, some of the... Mortal Kombat now, like, I don't think it's got any style, you know? I don't think the music's very catchy. I think the 3D graphics look cool, but they're ultimately generic. You know, like, this game had had catchy music and an original look, you know? That's not good. Sonya was... I'm sorry. Okay. It was supposed to rain today in Coral, but never did. Law. Sonya was, you already know. I missed the first minute. Go back to see that. Wait, what about Sonya? Other than she's like crazy good looking. Liz Malecki, and then the chick from the Aerosmith game in Mortal Kombat Trilogy. Sonya ranks up there with Kimberly from the Power Rangers. I don't know if you guys ever looked into this, but the girl who played Jill Valentine in the original Resident Evil is this girl named Inez, and no one can find her. And it's this big internet, like, mystery. Everyone wants to find this, like, video game crush girl. It's cloudy and overcast. Yes. Current MK plays smoother than Deadly Alliance. Cool. I should check it out. I mean, I'm not, like, opposed to checking out the new Mortal Kombat. Oh, crap. Forward, back, forward, block? No, that's not right. Oh, I screwed that up. I've earned a trophy, Elder God, for screwing up that stone block. Or whatever. I wonder if this ROM screws up. I don't... In the Sega Genesis version, this had music. I mean, I can hear Goro in the background. Darn it. Injustice series is basically current MK without blood and fatalities and DC characters. I have DC versus Mortal Kombat. It's okay. It's not like a bad game by any means, but compared to the Capcom games, I think it's less engaging. They lack the music, man. They lack the music and the artistic flair. I mean, the characters are cool, but the other thing too is that, you know, what made Mortal Kombat special was this style of graphics, and it's gone now, so it doesn't stand out as much. I mean, they try to use the crazy violence to make it stand out, which is a thing, you know. I mean, it's not a bad thing, but I mean, this game, like, visually and stylistically stands on its own merits, and stands out from the crowd, as far as I'm concerned, at least. Dude, I have to get another pair of Atomic sweatpants, which I believe is the brand of sweatpants that Liu Kang is wearing right here. I don't want to lose. Darn it! I have a pair of Atomic sweatpants, and the logo on the side's getting faded. So I'm gonna go back on their website and buy some more. Right after I buy Dead or Alive 2 Ultimate for the Mountain Dew Xbox. Things to buy with this paycheck. Atomic sweatpants and Ultimate Dead or Alive 2. I heard there's gonna be some new cartoon with Scorpion, like on OVA, but for Mortal Kombat. It looks pretty good. Get over here. We're in good shape. Although, as I say that, I'm sure that'll jinx me here, but... the screen's starting to shake, so that means that... Goro, he is a-coming. Now I'm going to burn her, and turn her into a skeleton. After 3 or 4 years later. Yes. Uppercut him, uppercut him! Put your mask back on, Scorpion. No! Don't get... That's not what I want you to do. That's also not what I want you to do. Apparently Goro was like the size of a pencil in real life. That's impressive. That's not impressive. After like... Yes. Better late than never, Dakota. Teleport, teleport, teleport! See, I like predictable AI, and this doesn't bother me. Some people would say, "Oh, the game's broken," blah blah blah. I like being able to find something that works, following through with it. Especially when you're fighting a cheap boss. Kentaro is a horrible boss. Incredibly cheap. You actually have to, like, I know how to glitch the game to beat him. That's like my best way to beat him. And it's actually really hard to pull off that trick. But it's easier to pull off that trick than actually beating him in a fair fight, which is pretty near impossible, if not impossible. Move, 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 move. There you go. There we go, we beat him. They say broken because they suck. That's true. Dude, I was scared of Goro as a kid as well. Yeah, Ermac over here. Looks like a red scorpion. Goro coming down used to scare me. Shang Tsung floating did not scare me, though. I like old Shang Tsungs look a lot better than the young one. Ah. Genesis 1 is more predictable. There, you're in danger. Nothing you can do about that. Will you let me uppercut you? No is the answer to this, apparently. Ah, crud. Shang Tsung with his Cosby Show laugh. Like, ma. You see, Theo, you need to give me the Jell-O pudding. Because I need it to help me pass the time in this terrible prison that I've been thrown into. Ma. That's my Bill Cosby impression. It's amazing, I'm aware. It's also a little late. So I'm doing it to help me stay awake. Come on, come on. There we go. Good old Johnny Cage. He's like the Mortal Kombat character that I like. This guy's personality is the best. But I am really looking forward to Mortal Kombat, the movie, the game. That needs to happen. Does anyone know how to program? Because I think if someone here knew how to program, I think we could all pitch in together and make that work. Pokemon is Poke the Mon. Yes, that is Bill Cosby. Pokimane, you could be her. She's in the news recently. Some internet drama nonsense. Ah, come on. I have to get Bill Cosby back in here. You see, the problem with Mortal Kombat is that the game won't let you win. Like the new Coke. You see, that is made of the win. You just drink it and you're like, whoop, zoo, the zoo, zoo. It's pretty late. Look, is Bill Cosby a terrible person? Almost certainly. Is his voice hilarious? Unquestionably. Absolutely. I am a huge fan of The Simpsons, so I'm a big fan of when Bleeding Gums Murphy's last public appearance was in '86 when he did a guest shot on The Cosby Show. Looks like our viewer count dropped, and it's likely because of Bill Cosby. But that's okay. Thank you for sticking around. Man, he's harder to catch on this version. Fighting games, you breeze through. Most of the games, you lose quarters. SNK Boss Syndrome. Yep. Last forever, just like the new Coke. And Kodak Film, don't forget that. You see, the kids, they listen to the rap music, which gives them the brain damage. With their ippin' and the hoppin' and their bippin' and the boppin'. So they don't know what the jazz is all about. You see, jazz is a lot like the new... wait, hang on a second. Jazz is a lot... Wait a second. It goes Kodak Film, New Coke, it'll be around forever. Is there something like before Kodak Film? Ah, darn it. I messed that up. See, jazz is a lot like Kodak Film. No, wait, jazz is like the new Coke. It'll be around forever. Getting, my age is starting to catch up to me here. Either that or the blows to the head. Can't remember the Cosby Show skit from The Simpsons verbatim. That's a problem. Peanut butter is so good. I'm glad you are getting your protein. No, 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 no. Ah, oh, come on, man. We almost beat the game. Ugh. Alright. If we, this takes much longer, we'll wrap it up. But I just want to take a few more cracks at him here. Come on, come on. I can't believe that Kano is giving me, or that Shang Tsung is giving me more trouble than Goro. You know it's late when Noel starts the Bill Cosby. What time is it? I don't even know what time it is. I think we're gonna like forego the King of Fighters 2002 until the next one, because it's like almost 3 hours here, and I'm on the verge of beating this. And yes, I am getting a bit loopy, so this is gonna do it, I think. That'll do it. It's 1:30. That's not too bad. Maybe I'll do a couple matches on KOF 2002. Maybe not. I don't know. You are the Supreme Mortal Kombat Warrior. Marked for death years ago by the Lin Kuei, Scorpion was murdered by Sub-Zero. He left behind a wife and child in his former life, but was allowed to return and avenge his death. Even with Scorpion's triumph and the new tournament title as Grand Champion, the price he paid was high. He could never again know his family, and must exist forever with his secret curse. The cast of characters here. MK2 is hard. Yeah, dude, MK2 is horrible. I mean, it's not horrible and say it's a bad game, but it's like the cheapest. That is one of the cheapest fighting games I ever played. Like, it starts out fine, and then it just turns into this like this cheap BS, man. It's like not. It's. Excuse me for yawning. It's not like even. It's not like M. Bison in Street Fighter Alpha 3, you know, where it's like, okay, I can play a high-quality game here, and I'll get beaten by the computer outplaying me at this game. But Mortal Kombat 2, it feels a lot more like, oh, I'm just going to be cheap. Cheap, 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 cheap. I'm reading your moves. Cheap, uppercut. I can uppercut faster than you. You're crouched, I'm going to throw you. And it's like, there's not any actual time to have, like, a flow of movement. It's more just like, let me try to trick the computer here and survive, you know, so. Yeah, that is a long yawn. I'm contemplating eating the last ice cream sandwich in the freezer. I mean, I was probably gonna, I don't know. Part of me is like, should I save it for Santino? But then another part of me is like, I can just buy him more ice cream sandwiches tomorrow. I don't know. Alpha 3 Bison, just watch out for the Psycho Crusher. Agreed. Yeah, once his meter goes up all the way, hang back and block. Alright, game over. There's some good stuff. One trick pony. Yeah, it's the truth. Yeah, okay, I'll eat the ice cream sandwich. This is what this live stream has turned into. I'm going to eat an ice cream sandwich and then play a couple rounds of a video game before I lose consciousness. So, let me tell you guys about the wonders of the M&M cookie ice cream sandwich. Fat boy, yes. Yes, I am 5'8", and I think I'm like 210. But I work out quite a bit, so, you know, I don't know. So, I'm actually setting the phone up on the multivitamins that I take, which are fantastic things here. So, good stuff. This is my kitchen. This is where dreams come true. Diego is asking Mortal Kombat on Sega or Sega's way better for Mortal Kombat, in my opinion. I actually think that in a lot of ways the Sega Mortal Kombat is even better than the arcade Mortal Kombat. Yeah, I know. I don't just live in my game room. So, let me show you, when I'm eating this ice cream sandwich, the DVD, that DVD. Why don't you just, or don't you just love certain characters in fighting games or banned in tournaments? Yeah, that's really stupid. I mean, I don't know, man, like, sorry, I'm trying to find a way to set this phone down and eat this sandwich. Yes, it's stupid. And, I mean, my whole thing is, like, as long as a game is fun, then that's the most important thing. So this right here is ECW's Heart Extreme Revolution. And this right here is Rob Van Dam's autograph. To Noel, 5 stars. Rob Van Dam. So, ooh, it's Francine, the Queen of Extreme. Move over WWF, move over WCW. It's time to get extreme. Copyright 2000. So, good stuff. Fun over balance any day. I agree. I'm really sick about hearing about like balance tweaks and things like that, you know? Like, I don't know. If a game's not fun, I don't really care. I've heard that in the newer Street Fighter games, they've tried to like make Ryu like increasingly nerfed, which is kind of stupid. Oh, I don't know. But we can all agree when it comes to fighting game bosses, like SNK bosses are, by and large, the most frustrating. I've been on Francine's live YouTube before. Ooh, cool. How was that? Francine is, you know, definitely a good-looking, cool wrestling chick. She's nice. Nice. You know what's cool about this Mortal Kombat here is the character, they have like the little full motion video things for each character here, which is pretty impressive, considering, you know, this is on like arcade cabinet technology. Alright, let's set up our camera like so. Francine said Olive Garden gets unfair hatred. She can go to hell. I hate Francine now. So, you know, I knew she was a phony, but I didn't know it was that bad. Our phone is at 15% battery, so we're really gonna have to hurry up. Francine's motherhood is like her whole personality. She's nothing like her character. I mean, that's probably a good thing. I mean, it's not like I wouldn't want to live next door to a violent nymphomaniac, but I mean, it's probably best not to, so. My phone is at 38%. Got me beat. Olive Garden sucks anyway. Yeah, Diego, you're one of the good ones, man. You get it. You know who makes cool corporate pizza is Domino's. Like, they have really upped their game. We are probably going to get Domino's for dinner tomorrow. This is what this live stream has descended to. Me eating an ice cream sandwich, talking about Domino's. Francine is one of those people who's nice and refuses to tell interesting stories. That's cool. I hear what you're saying. She's not going to be like, you know, Sony did a bunch of drugs off the Sandman's forehead while he was passed out. Which I'm sure actually happened. Which should not happen. Don't do drugs. Domino's is amazing. Yes, it is. Take a bite after a minute. Say something. Take another bite after a minute. That's the rhythm of what we're doing here. Alright. Let's, we're going to do one match on KOF 2002. How good is your Italian? Un po', io parlo un po' italiano. Io giochiamo video giochi adesso. You know, so I don't know. Like, I'm playing video games now. My Italian is so-so. Alright. Little Caesars goes bad if you don't eat it within a few minutes. So one of my all-time favorite stores is Kmart. And the Kmart in the city that I live in had a Little Caesars built in the front of it. It's sadly closed down. But the smell of Little Caesars and Adam Levine collection clothing as I walked into that store is one of the best smells I've ever smelled in my entire life. And I miss it dearly. Alright, we have connected the Xbox 360. Yeah, Kmart's gone. Yeah, it sucks. Kmart's sadly more dead than TNA. I heard they're trying to, like, I don't know. I heard they like started calling their belt the TNA belt again, so they're probably trying to switch their name back. Kmart has really good quality clothes, too. And I'm telling you, man, the Adam Levine collection at Kmart, that was the best clothes, man. Cool, cool stuff. When I was, you know, starting to get more socially active, I got a bunch of Adam Levine collection clothes, and that served me well. King of Fighters 2002, it's the ultimate match. Target is doing just fine. Not in Minnesota, apparently. But yes, Target is doing well. As long as people aren't smashing garbage cans through the front windows. Gonna lower this a bit. I like K-Dash. He's cool. No, wow, Noel. That avatar looks just like you. It's true. What happened? Was something with Tessa stuck in Mexico? And I don't know. I have no idea what. I don't know what's going on with Tessa Blanchard. I just know that I think Moose is the champ now or something. Crazy cast of characters here. Nice music. Clone Kios. This game is making me want to fall asleep to some KOF lore. For the purposes of this live stream, this is a dream match game. Our teams don't even have to make sense. Although this team will make some sense here. We'll do Terry, Rio, and Yuri. KOF 2002 Ultimate Match. This is a great game. If you haven't played it, you should. Kyokugen Gym. Os. Music in this game is great, too. Man, I mean, as nice as the old school Mortal Kombats are, they really can't hold a candle to the smooth gameplay and artistic beauty of these the 2D fighters. I don't remember, do I charge on this? Ah, whatever, I knocked him out. Love 98 Ultimate Match. Yeah, true. Noel, do you watch Avatar The Last Airbender and Korra The Last Airbender? I don't, but I'm not opposed to checking them out. That's on Netflix, right? I know Avatar was on Nickelodeon. So I've definitely have a friend who really likes Avatar, but I have not checked it out, but she speaks very highly of it. I like Rio. It's cool. My son calls me Rio. His mom is Yuri. And he's Geese. Os. See that in Jiu-Jitsu all the time. Oh, she blocked it. And if any of you have not checked out the Art of Fighting OVA review on my YouTube channel, feel free to check it out. That's actually a really good OVA. And I like rambling about it for 10 minutes. So check it out. Otosan Gomen! I have a friend who loves Avatar The Last Airbender. He's a jerk. I want ice cream now. Okay, well, tell your friend to reprioritize his life. And Rogue Drums, if you have ice cream, go for it. It really sucks that Robert Garcia isn't in Capcom versus SNK 1 and 2. I agree. I agree completely. I want to play this game some more, but I'm afraid the battery in my phone is going to die. So we'll pick up this game more in our next live stream. We also need to play some King of Fighters. No, not King of Fighters. We need to play some Neo Geo Battle Coliseum as well, because that's got an interesting cast of characters in it, including Robert Garcia. He's got a cool design in that game. And for those of you who like Robert Garcia, and hopefully True Sinister still shows up for this one, we'll queue up some Art of Fighting 3, the Path of the Warrior. So, guys, it's been fun. Thank you for stopping by. I'm about to fall asleep and don't want to get up. I'm about to fall asleep on my feet, so we can relate to something. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap this up. Thank you so much for watching, Mr. Karate. I love Mr. Karate. Yes, the Rio Mr. Karate is super badass. All right, we'll also play some Fatal Fury Wild Ambition next time as well. Just remind me. See ya. Good night. Thank you so much. You guys take care. I really appreciate you stopping by and letting me ramble on about my interests. So I'll see you very near future. Like and subscribe. Bye-bye.